Welcome to the Meat Game Podcast, where the bulls run wild and the stories last. Country boys, butchers, and cowboys too, running hard on the truth like we always do.
Welcome to another episode of the Meat Game Podcast with Brando, Fieldy, and Hamish. Jesus Christ, that was a loud one. He gets louder every week.
That's his celebration one, Brando. He's on.
Episode 100, guys. We've hit a century.
This is the goods.
Now, guys, I just want to kick off by thanking our three major sponsors, which consists of Icon Pack, PBS APOS Systems, and 2Js. Josh, the absolute legends, just come on board. Yep. We'd like to thank those guys. Without those guys, there would be no episode 100. So we need our sponsors, and we really appreciate what they do for us. Now, guys, in saying that also, I just want to run through Meatstock is coming up. It's a little bit away now, but we know how quickly time goes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It goes from now to then really quickly. So the first one we've got is New Zealand, Hamilton, New Zealand. That's coming up on the 13th and 14th of February. So if you are thinking of doing something different or you would like to go down to NZ, which we certainly want to do one day, why not put that into a trip and do the two at once? So
Bloody oath.
Get down to NZ 13th and 14th of February. Now we've got the 10th and 11th of April. We're at Toowoomba. We will be up there.
Fuck, we're looking forward to that.
We're really looking forward.
They're our people. We are looking forward
We won't
to that
go
one.
over this year, but we were pumped for Toowoomba. But anyway,
Yeah.
So was the man sitting across from me.
He was pretty ready.
He was very ready. Anyway, 17th and 18th, we're down in Victoria, down in Gippsland. So that's a new location, so that'll be cool to check out.
That's going to be cool.
And then 1st and 2nd of May, we're in the Meat Game Podcast home ground of Sydney. So we'll certainly be at that one.
That's going to be a big one.
So Toowoomba, Gippsland and Sydney we'll be at. Unfortunately, we can't get to New Zealand this year, but that might be something we look at going forward.
Yep.
But get around Meatstock, guys. Absolutely brilliant event. Gets bigger every year, and particularly Sydney this year, Mark.
Yeah.
It's going to be massive.
It's going to be massive.
Yeah, we've got a lot of internationals coming in, so...
Yeah.
Now,
They're doing something with the Butcher Wars this year as well. They're doing an apprenticeship.
yes,
An apprentice one.
which I think's great.
Wade Thompson's got heaps to do with, so that's unreal.
There's a Wade Thompson idea, and Shannon Walker just got straight behind it because it's such a good idea.
Oh, so good.
So that'll be a little bit different this year, guys. There'll be an apprentice category, so they're not competing against third years or what was it, under 30 or something?
Under 30, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of guys that are fully qualified there competing against. So this year it'll be just apprentices, which will be good. So hopefully a few more people compete. So
We're going to try and get the young lady from WA, the apprentice of the year over there.
yes, we were talking to Chris at Fussy's.
Yeah, Fussy's on. So she's from Rump Shakers.
Rump Shakers,
Yeah, Chris said, no, you can sort it out. So they're going to try and do it.
That shout out to Chris at Fussy's, an absolute legend. One we will definitely go over there and meet, and we'll definitely talk to him down the track, guys. He's an absolute legend. He's got a brilliant shop. He doesn't have a bad pie shop either, so it's probably a good thing he's over in WA and not close to
We'd
us.
be tugs it up, mate.
I've got to drop a few kilos.
We'd be tugs it up for sure. But and then Riley from Saratoga, he
Saratoga,
won New South Wales Apprentice of the Year.
Yep.
There was 4 girls.
There's a
that won
podcast coming
Apprentice
up
of
with
the
him
Year.
too, guys. We
Yeah.
got Riley in, so
Yeah, he's loving it too.
yeah. So
Yeah, he loved it. He got a few photos with the bull.
he did get a photo of the bull.
Yeah, no, he's very happy. So, we're going to try and get a few of them to compete.
Yep.
And it's going to be unreal.
Yeah, so get around it, guys. Any young apprentices that are on the fence, this year's your year. You can go up there and get in the apprentice competition. So, and like I've always said before, those competitions, it's not about the result of the first year you go in. It's about who you meet. And we always say, surround yourself with good people, which is exactly what we did when we started this podcast. I got a bloke opposite me. He was one of the first people we rung, and that was for good reason. Surround yourself with good people, guys, and the whole job gets easier.
Yep.
We've just got to episode 100, and there's, I think, it was 1 or 2% of all podcasts that start get to 100, which is fuck all.
Yep.
And the only reason we've got there is having the right people around us backing us, and it's just made the job so much easier.
Oh, for sure. Well, this fella here, he was the second phone call.
Yep.
So we rang Tanya Scott.
Yep.
Or I rang Tanya Scott. I said, "What do you think?" And she goes, "Yes."
And we were just floating the idea.
Yeah.
This is what we're thinking about doing. And Mark said, "Well, I'm going to ring Tanya because she'll give me an honest opinion. Where do you think this is worth doing? Whether it will work?" And again, that's someone that you knew from your career, and you know there's a good person that will give us a yay or nay answer just to float the idea, and you did.
And straight away she goes, "No, you have to do it. You have to do it." I said, "Okay." Well, I said, "I want to get around Meatstock," and she goes, "Okay, here's his number.
Yep.
Ring him."
So, guys, we
rang a fella.
We rang a fella, and for episode 100, we wanted to make it special.
Yeah.
And the reason that we've spoke to this, we got this fella in that's opposite me. He was there from day one, and he was our second phone call, and he just welcomed me. He'd only just started his own podcast. We didn't know at the time. He just kicked one off, but still welcomed us with open arms and just had all the time in the world for us. And he's sort of led us into his world, but that being the barbecue world.
Yeah.
And we always come out and say that's our weakness. Trust me, if you...
Not when we got him on our side.
No, but that barbecue community just opened, like I said, let us into his world. And with the more people from that barbecue community, they are just absolute legends. It's just such a privilege to be around them. So I'd like to welcome to the show today, Jay Beaumont. Thanks for coming in, mate.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm nervous, though. I'm really nervous.
I'm sweating bullets here.
Jay's just driven down from Port Macquarie.
Yep.
It's on a Sunday. So really appreciate your effort, Jay. And it's just such a privilege to have you in here, mate, like I said, because we've sort of been with you from day one. You've just been in our corner from day one, and we really appreciate everything you've done for us, mate.
No, well, I can remember that first phone call that you made to me.
We were so nervous.
I don't know why, but I just remember after, you guys were so passionate, and I remember after about 20 minutes of talking to you, I'm like, these guys have just got the best interests of the industry at heart, and I think you've proved that over 100 episodes. And by the way, congratulations, 100 episodes is pretty cool, and I think you've proven it, right? Yeah. So I'm just also proud to be associated with you guys, and the work that you've done and the people that you've highlighted, and I think you've brought a lot of pride back into the industry. And so from that conversation 100 episodes ago, I'm a little bit proud to be part of that little conversation, and maybe in some small way kind of give you guys the confidence to do it, right? And you have. And in some ways I take like a lot of pride in sort of like, I think some people, they want to kind of control something or own something, but I love surrounding myself with people who don't really care about that. They just want to see the whole industry flourish, and that's the sort of people I surround myself with, and that's why I'm so glad that we've had such a great friendship over these 100 episodes.
And
for sure.
Jay, we came straight to you because we wanted to get behind what you'd already done for the industry. Yeah. Meatstock, and like I've said before, guys, like when you get people coming in on the weekend, punters coming in buying whole briskets, they're buying short ribs, they're buying all these, there's big transactions. Thank this guy across from me for that. Because that didn't happen 10 years ago. Before Meatstock, butchering didn't have a spotlight on it like it does now, before Meatstock. So I said to Mark, then Jay said to me, what do you want from me at the start? I said, I just want to be part of your brand. Because I want to push that, like to just try and throw fuel on what you've already done.
We wanted Meatstock for credibility. Yeah. That's what we wanted Meatstock for.
That's good, because we had no money.
But Meatstock, what it's done for our industry as a butcher, like take the barbecue side out of it, what it's done for butchering in the last 10 years is phenomenal, and we just wanted to be a part of that. That's why it's on the side of our hat, guys. Meatstock will always be on the side of our hat because of what it's done for the industry. Not what it's done for us, what it's done for the industry.
That's right. Well, you think about it, right? You and I have both been, you've been wholesaling longer than me. You've been doing it 20 years, I've been doing it 10, right? How many briskets did you used to sell?
You didn't.
You didn't sell one?
You didn't.
We did not sell one.
How many rubs did you see in shops? You didn't.
How many pallets of briskets?
How many short ribs did you sell? You didn't.
Exactly.
You know.
I think a lot of that product was going overseas, and I think I don't know, you'd have to go back and look at it, but I think the farmers were getting shortchanged by those secondary cuts that were getting sold overseas and not getting their worth for them. But they are now.
But they used to go into trim.
They did. I had a mate, I can't remember, I'm age 15 or 20 years ago, but he come back from America and he said, a brisket over there is like one of their primal cuts. And I said, a brisket? I said, what do they do with it? He said, they just slow cook them. I was like, a brisket? I said, that's weird. He said, it'll come over here because he said it's massive. To them over there, a brisket is like a cube roll. I said, really? That's crazy. For us, it was a pain in the ass to sell. Like you put.
Well, you throw them in the trim.
In the trim a lot of the time.
In a butcher shop, you'd cut it straight up for snags. They make the best snags ever.
Whereas now Australia, this day and age, it's all about brisket, short ribs, and things.
What do you reckon?
Jay Beaumont.
I think he's got a fair bit.
That's why Meatstock is on the side of our hats, guys, and it always will be. So.
And what he's done for our industry, you've got to just. I would take my hat off, but I've got to take the microphones off.
Butchering is becoming cool again. Yes, we promote it. Yes, we're doing a lot for the industry, but it all started from this fella across from me.
Yep, 100%. That's why you had to be here for this one.
Yeah, but full credit. I've had a lot of people around me and a lot of support and good people around me that have helped me do what I'm doing. But I love it, so I'm here.
Can we give them a bit of a shout out? Like we know the Paul Sulemans, we know the Shannon Walkers, we know the Steve Foys, but there'd be a lot of people that we wouldn't know,
there is so many people that have helped me, but I suppose in the butchery world especially, it'd be Shannon.
Shannon,
right?
yeah.
Shannon Walker. He was there at my very first event. He put his hand up to help me. He could see me kind of like, he could see what I was trying to do and he could see where I was trying to go with it, but he was like, you need some help. And he put his hand up to help me. And then Shannon has surrounded himself with a whole ton of people as well, right? And those people have been supportive of Shannon, but also me as well. But they're just good fucking people. Like
They are.
If you go behind the scenes at Meatstock, there's 20 or 30 butchers that help us out, cleaning, looking after. Stu's a massive part of it, right? George was a huge part of it too.
Yep, George Averill. Yep.
Correct. And they're just...
He was my boss as a third-year apprentice.
No shit.
George Averill. Yep.
He's a great human as well.
Yeah.
And I just think there was a lot of people behind the scenes that were looking for something to get behind, and we have tried to make everybody feel welcome, right? If you're a butcher, if you're getting on stage or you just want to help out, you are welcome behind that stage, and you'll feel, we'll make you feel loved.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. Like us doing a podcast, you couldn't do enough for us. We said,
Oh no,
Jay, what do you
it's
reckon
been
about us
so
doing a
good.
podcast at Meatstock? And you go, yep, no worries.
Yeah.
Didn't even think
Nah,
about it.
it's
Yep,
been-
no worries, do it.
The support we've had has just been so good.
Yep, and then we went up to Steve and said, right, where do you want us? He goes, wherever you want.
Steve Foy, what a legend.
So easy. And
Yeah,
just go,
no.
yep, no worries, we're backing you 100%. So.
Sometimes I do look around, especially at Meatstock, and I see Steve Foy on stage and he's got the microphone, and I see the competitors behind the scenes and Shannon and all the rest of it, and I look around at myself and think, how the fuck did I get so lucky? You know what I mean? Like, really good group of people.
You surround yourself
With good people, yeah.
That's how you got so lucky. You surround yourself with the right people, that are like-minded people that want to do the same, that want to achieve the same things.
Yeah, but by the same token, sometimes you're like, oh, here's that dickhead again. But I haven't got that in the crew, right? We just got a great group of people. We all get along. We all have a shared passion, and for whatever reason, we just gel. And I think if you are passionate about what you do, you love to get in front of a crowd and showcase what you do. And like, how can you not get like sucked into that energy? You know, and I do too, and I'm proud to be part of it.
But even like you go to Meatstock, we were talking to Nick the other day. He talks about the vendors. They help each other.
They do.
If you haven't run out of something or haven't got something, they all help each other. The butchers that are competing against each other in competition butchery, you go behind the stage and they're helping each other.
Absolutely, they are.
You know,
Yep.
and the experienced ones are helping the young ones that are shitting themselves going into it. You know, granted, fair enough, but just they're helping each other. Or I've run out of this, or I forgot to bring my bandsaw, a saw out. You know, they'll hand them a saw. Like it's just real positive.
Daryl at Sydney, right? There was a bloke that wasn't really pulling his weight, helping everyone else out.
Yeah.
He went and lifted him.
Yeah.
He goes, you got to help everyone else out, and just it was so good. It was so good to see.
that-
I walked up to him and said, I like you.
The culture is so good.
It was so good. Like he pulled this bloke in the line and said, "You've got to help everyone," and everyone. He started.
Yeah.
And the guy did, and he had a smile on his face. The guy that needed to help someone, he helped someone and had a smile on his face for doing it. So.
But the culture behind the scenes at Meatstock's the biggest thing. I've been to heaps of Meatstock, but I've always been a punter. Just went through there, looked at everything and went home. But when you see the culture they've got behind the scenes, it's just a credit to them. You know, like
Absolutely.
everyone that's involved in it.
Yeah.
I know it's not just Jay. There's a lot of, we can't name every single one, but
Yeah. See, you fucked it this time. It wasn't me. It was you. You went and jumped one.
we've jumped into me. Sorry, I've segued into topic number 2, guys. Sorry. Here's the up mark about
normally it's
fucking the sheeter.
Normally it's me. This time it's him. Mate, what are you wearing?
Mate, we've got shout out to Jason Tunner.
Jason Tunner.
He's
man.
he's got the
1 sec.
yeah. Give us a look, mate.
I'll get me back here.
Don't knock the camera over
I
though.
will.
This is dangerous.
100.
100 Fieldy on the back, and I've got the same on mine, guys.
How good, Mr. Tunner.
Don't look at the tugs. So that's from Jason Tunner. Thank you very much, mate. We're really taken back by that because that's something we didn't expect, guys.
What an absolute legend, eh?
Absolute legend. He's listened to us from day one too. So
Yeah. Mate, we're on the Better Beers at the moment,
we are on the better beers.
but we got a little present.
Oh, we did from Brett Gudman, another bloke that's listened to us from day one.
I think we'll leave that for a
Till
little
the
bit
end.
later.
He's given us a parcel and it said do not open until episode 100, which we've honoured. I think we were supposed to with Jason's too, but I'm glad we opened it because
No,
we're going to wear them on this.
We're a bit excited about this one.
So,
And I'm not getting my tits out while
No.
we've got the cameras on. So
no.
No, thank you very much, Jace.
And
Now-
Jay, what are you wearing? What do you got there?
I've got myself on a Meatstock t-shirt.
Meatstock
Yeah, I
t-shirt.
thought I'd rep the brand today,
Yeah,
and I've got a hat on from the Australian Barbecue Alliance.
Barbecue Alliance.
Can we talk about that, the
Yeah.
barbecue side of it? Because we've just gotten some news in from some fellas over at the Jack.
Yeah, so the Jack is the most prestigious barbecue competition in the world, bar none.
Yep.
Right, so I've been to that event before. The best of the best around the world. I think there's about 25 international teams and about 70 American teams.
Wow.
And it's hard to get in, really hard to get in. You got to win at least, I think it's 7 GCs for the year in America to get in, and or have won the state championship or the biggest competition in the state, and or have won something major.
Yep.
And you have to do it every year. There's no historical entry like a tennis tournament or something.
So you're only as good as your last game, sort of thing.
Correct. So it's the best of the best of the best. We are lucky enough to have one Australian team represent us every year. And then sometimes, and we've been lucky in the past, we get like a wildcard entry, which we got this year. But we've been lucky enough to have one of the teams over there, and they've done really fucking well.
They done good, eh? What'd they come? 8th.
8th overall, which is crazy. That's a really phenomenal achievement, because you've got to put it in perspective. They are travelling across the other side of the world. They are using stuff they've never used before, equipment they've never used before. They're unfamiliar
Foreign
with a lot of
environment.
stuff. Correct. And sometimes you've got to do 10 events over there to go, okay, I got the feel of this now. I've dialed in what's working over here and what's not. So to go over there and to represent, and we've had a few people do well, like I think Jared from New Zealand got first in brisket last year.
Wow.
But I think
That'd be huge, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I think the Aussies, Grillers in the Mist, the Australians have come 8th overall, which is a massive achievement.
That's huge. Yeah, that's huge. And we've got a fella called Grant Coleman.
You may have heard him.
We're going to get him on the line, and we're going to get the boys from Grillers in the Mist on the line.
Correct.
So we're going to do a group call here. We'll have Grant Coleman and the Grillers in the Mist guys that are over in the States at the moment, guys. So we'll give them a ring now.
So we've done 100 podcasts, and this is a first. We've never done a group chat like this before.
So I don't know how this will go, guys. Stu may have a little bit of carry on later, but we'll
You'll be right.
he'll get over it.
Hello.
Sounds like Mr. Coleman.
Hello.
Here we go.
This might actually work.
And you got the moose as well.
How are you, Alan?
Hello.
How are you, guys?
And there's Whoopi.
Okay.
Walkie, how are you, legend?
Good.
Hey, we've got a fella here called Jay Beaumont. Have you heard of him before?
No.
He's one of them blokes that turn up occasionally.
Hey, boys, I just wanted to put it in perspective how impressive your result is, and you should be so proud representing your country and doing it on a level, I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's the highest placed Australian team ever to compete over there.
Wow, yeah, we're pretty proud to represent Australia, and also to hear that's pretty amazing, because there's been a few teams come over, but yeah, we're still hot, trying to process the result, and yeah, just unbelievable. We're so wrapped, aren't we, Wook?
Yeah.
And-
8th overall.
And not only 8th overall, but you come second or RGC in pork ribs. What's the secret with pork ribs? What did you do?
We actually tied with first place, but they flip a coin because we had a perfect.
Oh, you have to go heads, always heads.
No, it's a
Well, we didn't
computer
even do
does
it. A computer does it, and then they tell you.
We didn't get a chance, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So then I went up and asked the head judge and said, what's the go here? We got a perfect, and we got second. And he goes, yeah, you in first place, we had to flip a coin. And you lost.
Well, we're gonna say it's first now. Sorry about that.
They came first. Yeah, and we don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. We're wholesalers.
And we're media now, so we can.
That's right. Now that's
American-
awesome.
Americans don't like having ties, do they?
No.
And boys, it's a big trip to get over there, and you're borrowing a lot of gear. It's not easy. Did you find it challenging? I mean, obviously not with your result, but was it hard?
And in some ways, it was easy because our connection with the Rock, who actually came with us. But G&G gave me some stuff when we went to the Royal, and we got it to the Rock and in Houston. But we flew into Houston, and picked up all of the gear and borrowed some of Rock's gear and his friend's gear and gazebos and, Canberries, just simple things like knives, things like that, Got a big trailer on the back of the RV and dragged it all up there. So we probably travelled a similar distance of Canberra to Brisbane, and we're on our way back.
Wow. So what time is it over there? So we've got, 2 o'clock here. It'd be about 12 over there?
10:23 where we are.
Wow.
Yeah, happy Bathurst Day,
Great.
gentlemen.
Yeah, Bathurst Day, and Al, the Moose hasn't even celebrated. He put you straight in the car, mate.
Yeah, we're in Alabama at the moment. So we just went past Tuscaloosa Stadium at Alabama. They won tonight, apparently. So we missed that traffic, thank God.
You are singing that song,
but
aren't
yeah, the Moose might come out tomorrow or maybe later once we find out where we're going to be. But definitely need to celebrate the weekend. We're very proud of what we've achieved. It's really awesome.
Yeah, you're pretty much like all of the American competitions. You kind of get kicked out after awards.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So everyone's leaving. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well-
So when did you go over there?
We arrived here on Friday the 3rd. So we left Australia on Friday, arrived on Friday, and then went down to Houston, saw Rock, and then we headed on from Sunday after I got up a bit late on the Sunday, and then
The Moose was out then.
and then we made our way over to Tennessee. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool, though.
Well, just before you boys got on, I just explained how prestigious the Jack is as a competition, and it is the most prestigious barbecue competition in the world. So the fact that you guys have gone all the way over there and represented our country so well is a credit to you. You should be proud.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we were really privileged to be able to go over and firstly get drawn out. And in fact, I said to Wookie, look, if we get the opportunity and we get drawn, we've got to go. And he said, oh, that won't happen. And then he messaged me, we got drawn. I said, oh my God, well, we've got to make this happen. So yeah, and to do so well, just beyond our expectations. In fact, I said to Wookie today, how do you think we did? Oh, it was all right. He said, I didn't think we smashed anything, but we did really well overall, and we can't be happier. And really, really proud.
Just for clarity, how many?
Yep.
Just for clarity, how many American teams are there in this competition?
70.
And how many Australian teams?
One.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So eight is massive, guys.
Wow.
Absolutely massive.
So Wookie, I remember you on the podcast with New Zealand boys, and your wish list was 1, getting drawn, 2, getting to the Jack, and 3, doing quite well. Well, I think you've ticked all the boxes, mate, and we're very proud of you.
Look, it was an absolutely great experience, and we were just treated sensational. And like some of the barbecue legends in America, that you watch their podcasts, you watch all of their YouTube stuff. They're all there and they're all happy as, and like Sterling and Phil,
Joe,
from
Brad,
LC Barbecue, Slaps Barbecue, Getting Basted. They're all coming up, giving us hugs and congratulating us and
Sterlo,
cheering us. Yeah, Sterlo from Luton Booty.
Yeah. It was great. Darren Worth. Yeah, he was amazing.
Darren Worth we had to dinner with and sat around just talking stuff, and then as soon as we won with the ribs, he came racing down with a little bottle of Jack and said, "Here, have some iced tea."
Yeah,
because it's a funny thing is that where the Jack's held, you can't drink in public.
No.
Oh, right.
It's a dry county.
Yeah, someone said that. Yeah.
Oh, really? They've dry county.
I think I heard it on yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. They've
So you can't drink. You can't drink there, and you can't really buy alcohol there.
We went out with a a champions night on
Yep.
the first night we got there, and so you end up in the distillery, and you get all this like free, unlimited alcohol and cocktails and all that sort of stuff in their premises, and then got shipped down to there's a place called Miss Bobo, so it's like a country town
Restaurant.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
No alcohol.
No alcohol.
You're not allowed to have any. You can't
Yeah.
even order it. It's not
Yeah.
even. It's iced tea or sweetened iced tea or water.
Yeah,
It was
wow.
weird.
I bet you
Didn't drink enough in the distillery.
I bet you the Yeti monks copped a pizzling out over the last few days
Oh, they might have. Yeah.
with a tea bag hanging
Yeah,
out.
they might have got a little bit.
Don't tell them all
Still
the
got one
secrets,
going.
friend.
Yeah. And look, here we go.
Yeah, they've still got one going.
So, guys, do you have to buy, like, do you have to go and find the meat over there, or like you can't take your own?
Haha.
No,
Oh, well.
we took our brisket with us.
There's Sir Harry, yeah.
Oh, he took Sir Harry Wagyu.
We
Yep.
didn't do it. We didn't do it the justice that it needed to. But
No.
anyway, that's a story not on podcast.
Yeah. No, we were very fortunate to have Sir Harry sponsor us and provide us 2 briskets, thanks to Grant's connections to allow us to bring them over. So, and we were a bit worried about going through customs, but we're on one of the first American Airlines flights where our baggages ended up in Houston. We didn't have to take them through customs in Los Angeles. So that was awesome. We didn't have to worry about it. So it was great.
Beautiful. He's got
Yeah.
a few. He's got a few connections.
That was-
That Grant bloke.
He does. He knows a few
Oh,
people.
he does. He knows a few people, yeah.
No, that's
He knows
awesome,
a few.
guys.
And if you want to get through customs really fast, just get in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
True.
another story. No,
These barbecue blokes play.
Oh,
hurt
no,
my
they-
leg. I hurt my leg before we left, and I was a little bit cramped up in the economy section, and when I went to get up, I couldn't get up. I fell down. So then I got a wheelchair, and that gets you through pretty quick, and we got taken right through, which was great.
That's it.
So
if I go overseas, I'm
thankfully
getting a
I was able to
wheelchair.
walk
Wheelchair.
today.
The moose.
Yeah, oh, mate, unbelievable.
Nah, that's awesome, guys. Well done.
I was in a bad way. I think Wookie thought I was trying to milk it so I could get the double bed, and I didn't have to go up over the top of where we drive. But no, I still had to climb up. So anyway,
Oh,
I told him he could sleep on the floor otherwise.
yeah. Anyway,
No, that's
And how's
awesome.
the little passenger going? Sitting in the background there.
Rock, he's there somewhere. Where are you,
That
Rock?
little Yankee guy.
There he is.
This
Hey,
little
Rock.
fella,
Say
this
hey.
little fella,
How's
he
it
helped all
going,
the
mate?
Australian teams with
There's
beer.
our Texas
He's a
buddy,
legend.
old Rock.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look
sorry, guys.
out.
got him.
That's our logistics man.
Yeah.
Logistics.
There he is. There. Hello.
How are you, legend?
How are you, mate? All right?
Yeah. Nah.
He said, "How are you, mate? You all right?"
Oh yeah, we're doing great. Doing great.
Sounds.
Yeah.
What was that accent?
Yeah, I like
Have
it.
you got any of that? Have you got any of that Lone Star on board, Rock, or what?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lone Star Light.
Not much left now.
Wait, but over
I've
there,
been
No, they're
drinking
beers.
good
It
advice,
doesn't.
boys.
no, light is because of the colour, not because of the
Yeah, it's not light in
like
alcohol.
us. No,
Yeah.
no, because
Yeah,
Brandon's
no, they-
against
Oh no,
light.
the blue's a bit lighter than the red.
The light is for light cowls, so you can look after your body, not
Yeah.
for
Oh,
light
yeah.
alcohol.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
right.
a-
That's
I
why they
am
get on the Miller's Light and the Bud Light.
Well, better be would be a light, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nah, awesome, guys. Thank you very much. Well done.
Congratulations, guys.
Travel
Thank
safe.
you very much.
Yeah, drive
We're
safe.
very proud to
Yeah,
represent
drive
Australia.
You
and
should be.
Thanks.
Should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you. We are. Cheers, guys. Really appreciate it, and thank you.
No, we'll get you over
I've seen
here
you.
when you get back.
We'd love to chat further.
100%.
No,
We'll
for
see you
sure.
later from Alabama.
And make sure you put that song on in the radio. You got to have that song on while you're driving through it.
Sweet home Alabama.
That's it. That's the one, guys. That's the one.
And Reese Witherspoon, but anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Oh, that's another story, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Right, legends.
See you,
See you
boys.
later.
Well
Thanks
done.
a lot.
Talk soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
There you go, guys, all the way from Alabama.
How cool is that?
That was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's so cool.
And while we're on the subject, right, they named a lot of American teams that have been so forthcoming by coming here to Australia and us going to them as well. But they've just been so forthcoming with giving Aussies information.
Yep.
And so, Sterling Smith and LCs and all the rest of it, they've been over here, they've done masterclasses. But above and beyond that, they've been coaching us and a lot of our teams for a long time.
Yep.
And there's a lot of other Americans that have been doing the same thing. So, we stand on the shoulders of other great people, and that's, I think, what's happened here as well. But also the Kiwis, they did a good job as well. I think they came, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they came first in dessert, and I think they came top 3 in, I think it's a homegrown. It's like a dish from home.
Okay,
So they did really well too.
Yeah. They that LC's, they were over here for the Invitational.
Invitational, yeah.
What a legend.
Yeah.
He was the nicest fella.
Yep.
He was so cool. And everyone got around him.
Yeah.
At that, what I took out of the Invitational, I stayed back and I think I ended up taking you back to your hotel. That was so cool. At the awards night, they just got around each other. It was so cool. Like, one bloke won an award and they were just up.
Yeah.
Up in, it was just so good. There was no jealousy, no nothing. It was so good.
Yeah.
So good to see.
Camaraderie is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a great culture.
Awesome. Underseasoned podcast, mate. Can we talk about that a bit?
So the funny thing was, when you guys got started with your podcast, at the same time, we had done a pilot.
Yeah.
And we were sort of fishing around for doing one, and I didn't want to do one. I don't speak that well, and I struggle to put my sentences together as well as some people, but Sai's a lot better than I am. And unfortunately, Sai was supposed to be here today to help me out.
Told you up.
Yeah, and he's really crook, right?
He's crook, yeah.
But he's supposed to be here helping me today, and I would just sit back and laugh.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I've got to talk.
So guys, we couldn't have Sai here today, unfortunately. He's not just crook. He's also lost his voice. He was crook and he was still coming. But he actually lost his voice at the end of it, and pretty hard to do a podcast without a voice. There's only probably one man that can probably do it, Chuck Norris.
He'd be able to do it.
Chuck would be able to do a podcast with no voice, but apart from him, it was in a world of pain. So we had to knock that on the head. But we might even go up to Sai's studio and do one just with him. So.
Imagine video in his art studio. That would be so cool.
But we did want to have Underseasoned podcast as a whole with our podcast, because like I said, we did kick off around the same time, and I feel like we've just grown together. Jace is a lot more professional than us.
Well, he's got the red mic.
And it's funny you say that, Jay, because I've always listened to you, and I think he speaks so clearly and just... I think you speak really well.
It's called editing.
Yeah, well, true. I could say the same.
But you got the red mic, so we've only got the black one. So one day we'll probably get the red
It was
one.
an optional extra. $6, I think they were.
Well, you've got the red mic, so your opinions are very important. I do hear you talk about that.
Well, we did. I mean, we had to make something up, right? But yeah, we started. We've done 50 issues. 50 episodes now. You guys have doubled us, which is crazy.
Yeah, but 50's still a milestone, and like we've been putting ours off a lot quicker, but yours has got a lot more working parts in it. Like it's the filming.
And you've been videoing the whole time.
You've been videoing the whole time. Like we started out our first 60, I think, were audio.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
We were spitting them out quicker, but not as much going into them,
Our one's a lot more visual in the fact that we kind of need something to look at to talk about.
Yeah.
You guys just flow really well. But, I mean, Sai is a witty character. He's funny. He's obviously super talented, right?
Yeah.
But some of the stuff he comes out with, the sad part is if you actually watch the podcast, he'll say something really witty.
Yeah.
It won't click, but it clicks like 5 seconds later. But by then I'm talking about something else, and I can feel it happening in real time, but I can't do anything about it. I've just got to own it and keep moving on with the thing. But he's just a funny, witty character. He's very knowledgeable. He's very passionate. He's obviously extremely talented. Yeah. And it's a pleasure to sit down with him. And I just like it because we don't catch up that often, Meatstock, he used to live in Port Macquarie. We used to catch up way more often, but because he's in Foster now, he's like an hour and a half away, we just don't catch up that often. So it's almost an excuse for us two to hang out. Yeah. And I love it. You know, I enjoy his company, and it's easy work for me to sit down and chat with him. Yeah. And it helps that he's knowledgeable, and we talk about a lot of things that are barbecue related, but we obviously touch on little things like, there's elements of butchery, there's elements of food in general, because we just fucking love food.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's been a pleasure to sit down and do those episodes with him. But they take a lot of time, as you guys know, right?
Yep.
To put them together, to edit them,
Yep.
to release them.
Yep.
They're very time consuming.
They are.
So yeah, but I think while we are enjoying it, we'll just keep doing it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, you guys, obviously, he used to come up and do your tattoos and stuff like that. That's when you used to do your talking. Now you do it while you're podcasting. Is that because you're running out of room or what?
No, there's plenty of skin left on me. I'm one of those weak guys with tattoos that just do the parts that you can see. And when I take my shirt off, it's all just white skin.
Because that's a soft part. When you my chest killed compared to my arm.
Yeah, right.
It's a lot harder. When
You want a bit of a fleshy area.
yeah, where the sun's been.
Yeah,
so your
right.
skin's a bit damaged already. That's where
Oh, right. So, all right. The soft. Yeah,
the skin's a bit
the soft-
tougher.
Yeah,
Is that
but
right? Is that fair or?
100%, right?
Yeah.
So if you do the inside of your arm, the softer skin part, it hurts.
Yeah.
But once I sort of discovered when I got tattooed under my arm where it's a little bit softer, I'm like, I'm not doing anything else. Like the hard part of my skin where your hand hangs out of the car, that doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
The rest of it does. So, it's not for me. And the funny thing is, if you go back and look at some of the podcasts, I didn't wear pants. I wore shorts on one episode. And Cy looks cool. He's got a whole tattooed bunch of legs under the table. My white stark things under there. So I made that mistake once.
Yeah.
I actually got the editor to darken it up so you couldn't see it.
I wouldn't worry about it, mate. But in saying that, that's why we've got the cowhide. You can't see what we wear. 9 times out of 10, it's footy shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, from here up, it looks very professional. But
No, we've done the footy shorts or the trackies. In winter, it was trackies, and in summer, it's footy shorts. Yeah. You even got caught in a singlet the other day.
yeah, I did.
So you had the guns out?
Yeah, you had the guns.
No,
Yeah,
you got some fan mail out of that.
Oh, yeah, and I sort of did it. I thought, because Mark said, what do you want to wear, the T-shirt or the muscle shirt? I said, you know what, I'll wear the muscle shirt because everyone is just going to take the absolute piss out of me over it. So, and it did.
It did.
You talk about white. I even looked at it, I thought, I am very white, haven't I? But normally I do a lot more fishing than what I have. And since we've been podcasting, I've been I have whitened off a little bit, I guess.
You looked like you had makeup on.
Yeah.
Your face looked like you had makeup on and the skin was all white.
Oh, white, yeah.
Anyway, he's been fishing 3 times since. He goes, no, I better get back.
But normally in summer, I'm black. You know, I've been out fishing and I just haven't been fishing as much. And I thought, geez, you have got white, haven't you?
No.
And I don't have any tattoos to show. I turned 18 when I was a kid, and I had an almighty argument with Dad because he doesn't like tattoo. And I thought, no, I'm getting a tattoo. I'm 18 now. I can do what I fucking want. And anyway, we had this big argument, and I won the argument. And he said, well, do whatever you want. I don't care. And I thought, oh, shit, what do I get? I thought, I want something with meaning. I don't know what I want to get. And I still haven't got one. So anyway, one day something will happen, and I'll have meaning, and I'll put it on. But
No.
I won the argument. That was the main thing.
You'll get one.
Yeah.
We're going to get the ball done.
I might get the ball done.
Will be good.
It has got meaning.
This one.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Get the logo done.
Yeah, for sure.
Nah, I'll probably do that. So.
Mate, where did the passion for barbecue come? Like, where did it all start for you? Because I know you used to do comps in Port Macquarie. Like, how did Meatstock start from Port Macquarie?
Okay, to go right back to the beginning, my grandmother was part of... her parents owned the Days Butchery in Granville.
Yep.
And that's basically the family heritage that we had. Now, she was the last of the children, and all of the family worked in the butcher shop.
Yep.
And I've only heard bits and pieces over the years, but they were one of the first butcher shops to wear all white, for example. And she was the last born, and therefore probably the little spoilt child. And she went on to get a degree and became a career woman.
Yep.
But the rest of the family worked in the butcher shop. And so that whole generation of working in butcher shops skipped me, skipped my father, skipped me as well. Yep. But somehow, deep down inside, it still must exist. I don't even know how, but I always had that draw to the meat industry. Yep. And then I went to America about 15 years ago. I think I think it was pre-GFC. The stock market had kind of crashed. It was cheap to travel to America. And we'd met some friends. They lived in America. We went there to visit them, and they put on a barbecue sort of like feast for a party that they invited all the people that lived in the area to come meet us. And I had never tried barbecue before. I'd never tried brisket. I'd never tried pulled pork. I'd never tried proper vinegar-based barbecue sauces. Here I was 30 years old, I think at the time, maybe 32 or something like that. And I'm like, how have I gone all my life and I've never tried this? Like, how's that even possible? And it stuck in my head. So when I got home, you know, as Australians, we're used to big 4-burner gas barbecues.
Yeah.
We're used to rissoles. We're used to, you know, sausages and T-bone steaks and, you know, that kind of, that was what our butcher shops were full of. And so that's what I ate. That's what I thought barbecue was.
Yeah.
And I'd never really cooked on charcoal, and I'd never really experienced the flavour of charcoal, or what it does to meat, what smoke does to meat. And so when I got back, I couldn't get it out of my head. I'm like, I've got to recreate this at home. I joined online forums. I went and bought a smoker on the equivalent of eBay at the time from China or whatever. And I tried to recreate it at home and couldn't.
How was your first brisket?
It tasted like Domino's pizza. I put it on. I couldn't. Look, it didn't work out for me. I ended up ordering Domino's. I had family that were waiting for it, and I didn't even know how to get a smoke at a temperature, let alone know how long to cook it for.
Yeah.
And I just thought it would be something that you'd put on, and it would cook like a T-bone steak or something like that. You know, and obviously it's a lot different. So I've since kind of learnt how to do it, but I did that through forums, and then once I got into that, there was other people that were trying to learn at the same time. So that's when I decided to put on a barbecue competition like what I'd seen on TV.
Yep.
So at that time, Barbecue Pitmasters was a big thing on TV. I thought I'd try and recreate that in the town that I lived in. No one else was really doing it in Australia at the time. And I thought to myself, I'll bring a whole heap of people to Port Macquarie that know what they're doing and see where this goes. And then obviously we did Port Macquarie once, twice, three. We went from 20 teams to 40 teams to 60 teams to 100 teams. Wow. And at that point, it's a whole nother story, but we decided to basically move the event to Sydney because it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then from that point, we moved it to Auckland, we went to Queensland, and we went to Victoria as well. Yeah. But it was all based on that passion of the meat industry, barbecue, low and slow, but really, if I have to boil it all down, it's what smoke, charcoal, fire does to meat, which elevates it way more than just cooking it in a pan.
Shit, yeah.
And,
100%.
And for me, it was like, okay, I loved that. And so that's kind of how Meatstock got born, and that's how I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Meatstock got born. Why Butcher Wars? I know you love butchering. I know you love the art of butchering. How did you come up with Butcher Wars?
It's become such a big part of Meatstock.
Massive,
It's so cool, you know.
At the time, I just knew that I couldn't put a festival on where people just walked in, looked at people cooking meat, and then ate it and then walked out. I'm like, I've got to entertain people. Yep. I've got to give people an experience. You know, I really wanted people to come in and spend 3 or 4 hours there instead of walk around, have something to eat, and then leave.
Yep.
And so I thought to myself, well, what about a butchery competition? And it seemed to work. And I really didn't know what I was doing. And I come up with a format, I come up with a judging system, I come up with an individual-based competition. And the format was based on how do I do something that showcases butchers to the public, but at the same time recognises that they have an attention span that is probably 10 minutes long.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's how I come up with the format. It was a little bit of a, hey, you know, butchers probably need about 2 hours to really showcase their skills. The public has got about an attention span of 10 minutes.
Yep.
Where's the middle ground?
Yep.
And we come up with that format of 30 minutes.
Yep.
And to be honest, it's worked.
It's worked. It has worked brilliant. And a lot of people say, 30 minutes is not a long time, but it's, and Shannon Walker said, but he said it entertains the punters.
Yeah.
And it puts the butchers in an unfamiliar place. Like it's all about timing for them, isn't it? They time themselves, and it brings that, really refines that skill, doesn't it? Like,
well, watching them in Bendigo made me want to start cutting meat again.
Yeah.
I wasn't cutting meat. I just gone, I sell meat. I love selling meat. I like breaking meat, but I'm not interested in cutting it. Like every now and then I'll cut a loin chops or something like that for staff. And then all of a sudden I'm starting to get back and I'm starting to carry on. I'm starting to video things and doing lives and wanking on. Yeah. And I thought, I actually enjoy cutting meat again. Yeah. So it was good. That's what it done to me anyway.
The punters are interested in watching it too, because I've seen a lot of shops where they can see the boning. Old mate will start boning a body out, and you see people walking past, and they'll stop and have a bit of a look.
Yep.
if I had a shop and I could, even if it was getting done out the back, I'd have a window where you could see them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
great
the
idea.
punters love watching meat boned out.
Yeah.
Because they want to know where it comes. They're used to getting their little cuts on trays and that. They want to know where it. I want to see a bloke with a big knife boning in a body.
They do.
They're fascinated by it.
Have a look at all the Cray cook shops.
Yeah.
He's got the kitchens on show.
Yep.
He's got the break area on
much
show.
on
The
show as you
snake.
can.
He's got at his Warringah store when he had that. He built it so the sausages.
Yep.
When they were making snags, people could
see
watch them making snags.
And that gives people confidence too.
I love it.
Yeah.
What they're putting in the snag, like what goes into their product. That's what people want to know. And Butcher Wars, it just highlights like people going, this is what actually happens,
Yeah, and I think people have that primal instinct inside them,
Yeah. Yep.
and they want to see that, hey, their meat comes from somewhere and
Yep.
how it's actually produced.
How it's produced.
I think we all got a little bit, I don't know, complacent at one stage where, meat comes packaged in a supermarket, but it doesn't, and I think people are fascinated by that.
Yeah, they are for sure. Like our biggest views on all our platforms is
Someone using a
people
knife.
cutting meat. Yep.
Yep.
Well, that's why we got the knife wall.
Yeah. But you can put all these cool posts up. You put someone, and it can be. I put one up that was quite, I thought, mundane. It was just a mundane task, and it wasn't even that skilled.
Yep.
And it got 1.5 million views.
Yep.
Which is, we've put other posts up, and I think, that's a grand
good's this?
grand royale win, and it's had 35 people like it. And you think I put one up that I thought was quite mundane, and it had 1.5 million, views, but.
Yeah.
And,
But Butcher Wars is something I'm proud of. I mean, along with Shannon, he's helped me every step of the way. But it's also something that we kind of did to entertain the public. And now, 10 years later, we have probably shown 300,000 people butchers on stage watching competitive butchery. Yeah. And there is other butchery stuff available, but I think the industry is really good at promoting itself to itself, but really poor at promoting itself to the public. Yeah. And that's where Butcher Wars steps in.
You know who else says that? Sam Everson.
Yeah.
We've had numerous conversations about how butchers will sit there and they'll promote everything inside their shop.
Yep.
But they don't promote anything outside.
Yeah.
He goes, you've already got the customer in there.
Yeah.
What about bringing the one in?
Yeah.
Like bringing the other ones in.
Yeah.
We're very good at displaying everything inside the four walls.
Yep.
We're not good at displaying it outside.
Yep.
Butcher Wars is different. That's what it does.
Yeah. And like I said, if you cut a hole in the wall from out the back so they could see old mate Bone breaking down 5 bodies, you'd have people standing there watching going, oh, wow. I remember as a kid, like I became fascinated with the meat side. It was at Cargill's down at Wagga at the time. It might have been Metro Meats back then. It was a long time ago. And I went in there with Dad, and he was always on the livestock side. And I went in and I saw these blokes boning out these massive 350 kilo bodies. I thought, how cool is that? And old mate's just going to town with it.
Yep.
I was just there like this, just going, how cool is that? And so quick and that, and just so precise. And I thought, how cool is it?
Yeah. Mate, your studio's a little bit different to this one. What did you think when you walked in here?
It's big. It's real big. Ours is half the size of this.
No, it's pretty cool, isn't it? We've gotten it to a point where we're pretty happy with it now.
It didn't look this 12 months ago, mate.
No.
We had
We've done
it was just a blank canvas. It was just a room.
Yeah. So
Imagine what it's going to look like in 12 months.
12 months
no,
time.
this is it. No, this is it. We're going to get one more on that wall. We're going to get big 2J's burger press up on that wall, and that's us, I reckon. That looks pretty good. Looks how we dreamt it, so it's come up pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's been a constant work in progress. But and to credit to you, Jay, your set has looked good from day one.
Yeah.
You know, like I know we all go back to our first podcast and we go, oh God, we were so shit. But I thought yours, like when we did ours and I saw your set, it just looked so good from day one. I thought, we've got a lot of work to do to get to that stage. But
We kind of had a head start, and just to go back and explain it, during COVID, I kind of switched off from barbecue and meat altogether. I took about 16 months off during COVID. I didn't want to know about it. Yeah. In fact, I went and worked at a zoo, but that's a story for another day, right? Halfway through COVID, I could see that barbecue was blowing up online, and all of a sudden, influencers were becoming a thing. And I thought to myself, man, I don't want to do it, but I've really got to start keeping this Meatstock name alive while we couldn't do festivals. Yeah. And so I thought I've got to do some recipes. So I had a mate kind of build me some sort of set. Yep. And that was the starting point. I did those videos, mind you, and hated it. I don't want to be an influencer. Yep. Yep. So and some of them did really well. And one of the ones that I did 40 million views, and that was the video that made me decide that I'd never wanted to do this ever again. And but that was the basis of the set. So we reformatted that little studio that I'd built and turned that into our set for the podcast. And that was the nice walls and all the rest of it. We put some shelves in, and Si brought some tattoo guns in and some stuff that he'd done from home. And I had a lot of stuff from the years of traveling and whatnot. And if you go back and look at episode 1, she's pretty sad looking. But if you look at it now, it's like, it's pretty cool.
It looks
That is
really
very
cool.
cool.
It looks very, very cool.
So I may have come back from your studio, and I may have said to Brandon, I said, "This is what we're doing. You're going to have a side. I've got a side.
That's it.
That's what
Yeah,
we're
the
doing."
shelving, that shelving idea, and you can just change things on the shelving.
Yeah, it all stole
so
it
cool.
from you.
If you do follow our podcast, we switch little things out all the time. You know, we're always trying to promote someone in the background or whatever it is, but we just keep it fresh so it's not the same all the time. And that's what's happening here, right? And it's pretty cool to, you've got some friends and fans that have maybe been on the show or you just like, and you can just have them in the background there. And I think it's pretty cool for everyone to support each other.
Exactly.
And because he's from one side, I'm from the other, and now we've met in the middle. That's another showcase as well. Like, he's from the livestock side, so he's going to get like the weird.
Yeah, I'll put a lot more stuff up there going forward.
And I'm going to get my knives in there and the butcher inside of it and the steels and stuff like that. And it just shows who we are as well. So I think
So
it's pretty
those shells guys will actually change going down the track. We'll personalise.
I love getting a kick out of just like randomly I'm watching the Barron's podcast and he's got a Meatstock hat on, or he's got Born Dry in the background, or he's wearing a meat game hat, right? Or you're watching someone else's show and they've got your hat on, or we're wearing your hats or you're wearing ours. And I'm just like, that's
get a kick
cool.
out of it.
I
It's
get
so
a kick.
cool.
Every time like something pops up, I'm like, oh, that's a Meatstock shirt. Like,
I did the same with you guys. I rang Mark. I said, "They got our hat on. Underseasoned barbecue's got our hat on." It was so cool, you know. Like,
We were stoked. And you just think so many people are going to see our brand. That's what it is. That's just so cool.
yeah.
So cool.
Yep.
Mate, Si was meant to be here. Obviously, he's not. Can we talk about how cool his artwork is?
Yeah, look, Si is a proper legitimate artist.
Yep.
And I think, in this new world of AI where everything's sort of digitally manipulated, Si is an artist, first and foremost. And so he can do things that you can't prompt, and that's his skill in life. And
you can tell all of his artwork, and this was said on, I can't remember whether it was Jay's podcast or ours, but you can identify Si's artwork. AI can't replicate it.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a lot of artists coming out now that aren't really artists. I'm one of them. That do graphics and that. It's all AI, but it's got that same look. You can tell AI from a genuine artist.
You can.
People say, AI put them out of a job. I disagree.
Yeah.
To produce something like that, we couldn't do it on AI.
No. Well, we had Nick from Carolina on.
Yeah.
And he's done a heap of work. Like, Si's done a heap of work for him.
Yeah.
And you know on the back of his shirt what Si's done.
Oh.
Every time. And straight away, you pick up a Born Dry can.
You know it's Si.
You know it's Si.
Yeah.
yeah, he's just he's a talented individual, and he can tattoo, he can draw, he can paint, he can spray paint.
Yeah.
Oh, he's spray paint. So all the artwork at Meatstock, guys, you would already know this. That is all done by Si. And I always thought he must take a board of wood away and do it in his backyard or whatever. He does it on the first day,
Live.
live.
No, he does it over the weekend.
It's
Can
crazy.
you tell us about that? How cool is that?
So on the very first Meatstock, I think what we had was we had no money, right? Yeah. We had zero money, and what we thought was we'd go to Bunnings and buy some cheap plywood. I think they were like, back then, they're not anymore, mind you, but they were like $20 a sheet. Yeah. And we bought 10 sheets, lined them all up, Si grabbed some spray cans, and off he went. And everybody got their photo taken at Si's art wall.
Yep.
That became the centerpiece.
I was one of them.
Oh no, I remember the first Meatstock. First thing we did, me and Nat have probably still got the photo.
Yep.
We got our photo taken in front of that artwork. It was so cool.
And the idea was when you first got there, he'd sort of started, but by the time the event finished, he had finished.
Yep.
So he chips away at this sort of artwork all weekend. And it's become an iconic thing at Meatstock to go get your photo next to Si's art wall. Yep. And I can't think of, so many people have had their photo taken that he's almost become a celebrity.
Yep.
Like it's people go, oh, we're going to get our photo taken. They see Si and they're like, quick, get in the photo. You know,
Yeah,
like,
Nat did it last
It
year.
is.
She said,
For
I
sure it is.
want to get a photo with Si with his artwork, and she did. She's so happy with it.
And with what he gets around in the overalls.
Oh, he just looks cool, yeah. He's a cool
the
dude.
problem is now he's got to do a lot of the artwork before we open the gates because once we do, then he's just a hot commodity.
Yeah.
Nah, he is for sure. Like, we dragged him. I think he was going to have a breather at Bendigo, and we said, quick, get on. Well, he could. He was busy.
And the podcast has probably made it worse because now you can't just get around Meatstock without knowing. Like, everyone knows who Jay looks like. Everyone knows who Si is, you know.
Well, we tried to get you too, and you were flat out, and we said, get over here. And you said, no, I'll come back later. And you did, a man of word, but you were flat out at Meatstock in Bendigo.
Yeah, I've always got a lot of stuff going on in the background, and there's never a dull moment when you're running a big event with a lot of people.
Yep.
And I have, I don't know what you call it, but I don't like those little pop-up conversations where you're running to people that you should know but you don't really know, and they know you, and it's awkward, and then you get this anxiety like, oh, this is an awkward conversation, and so I try and avoid that at all costs, right? Catch me after 3 or 4 beers when the event's like winding down, and I'll chat to you all fucking night. I'll chat to you forever. But through the day, I do struggle with it. But the more and more that Meatstock becomes popular, it's just part of what I've got to do. But I do enjoy the banter, and I love the conversations, and I love people, seeing people get passionate. But yeah, sometimes when there's other stuff going on in the background, I struggle.
Yeah, mate. How important with Meatstock is Fire Kitchen? Because that was so good. That was unbelievable what you guys done in Sydney with Fire Kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, Meatstock does things in a certain way, and then we added Fire Kitchen, which is basically we get guest pitmasters and some locals as well, and they do a tasting dish. So that was really cool last year. We had Ernest Cervantes out, who after we brought him to Australia became the #1 barbecue joint in Texas, thanks to Texas Monthly, AKA the world, mind you, right? So he's now seen as the #1 barbecue joint in the world. And we've had some amazing guests out, Bill Dumas. And if I think about it over the years, we've literally had the who's who of the barbecue world out in Australia. And we're so fortunate that they've come out, and now they come out specifically to cook a dish. Because what a lot of people used to say to us was, it was so great meeting Tuffy or Mo or whoever it was, but I wish I could try their food.
Yeah.
And so now this Fire Kitchen is the opportunity for them to try the food.
Yeah. Do you think open fire is going to be massive going forward? Do you think that's the way to go going forward?
Am I allowed to be controversial?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, really? Yeah. Really? You still really?
Okay, because it's the buzzword right now, right? Yep. And I hear everybody say it's the future, it's the future, it's the future. And in some ways it really is, right? The Argentinian style. And I've been to Brazil enough times to have seen it all. And there's a lot of people that are super, super into it, right? And Alfragoni and all the rest of it. And sometimes I feel like the live fire thing doesn't translate to the actual taste of the dish itself. Yeah. Yep. So, and by that I mean that theatrically, visually, it's amazing, right? But sometimes when I see the dish and it gets presented and then you eat it, it's like it doesn't translate sometimes for me, right? So that's a little bit of a controversial statement. Do I think that it's amazing? Yes. Yeah. And some people like Alfragoni, and some people like I would say, in Brazil, they can pull it off. They've cooked enough stuff over live fire to kind of understand it. Yep. And they pull it off. But a lot of people, I think, are going to struggle with it. Yep. And sometimes when you can control the temperatures and you don't have wind or charcoal, or there's so many variables when you're open fire cooking. Yep. And so sometimes I just feel like it doesn't translate to the final dish as well as what some other methods of cooking do. Yep. Whether that's low and slow or sous vide or whatever it is. Yep. Sometimes I feel like open fire is something that, yes, by all means, it does work in the right hands with people who are really, really experienced at it. Yep. Otherwise, it's fun and everything, but is it the best way to cook a steak by hanging a tomahawk over live fire? Yeah. And I've seen it done before, but if I probably had the choice, I'd probably put it in a smoker and reverse sear it.
Yeah. No, I'd be putting it in a
smoker. That's a fair call.
Yeah, I would for sure. Yeah. For sure. What's it like when you go and see these blokes at Meatstock, where they would have started, people like your Nick at Carolina, your Luke Moonshine, all the other vendors at Meatstock, where they've started and where they are now. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, if you come to Meatstock, you'll find that we're very loyal to the people that have supported us since day dot.
Yep.
And unfortunately, just the way that the festival's grown is it's very hard to get into Meatstock as a food vendor.
Yep.
For two reasons. Reason number one is we have a really high standard of the type of barbecue that we want to be able to serve. We're also very loyal to the people that have supported us since the beginning. But at the same time, we just don't have the room for more vendors. And if you come to Meatstock, you'll notice lines.
Yeah.
And people hate it, you know.
But they're worth it.
I think so.
I think they are worth it.
What I'm trying to say is, if you go to a festival and there's no lines, you are actually watching vendors go broke.
Yep.
That's so true.
You
Yeah.
just don't know it. If you walk straight up to a vendor and get your food, they're actually losing money.
Yeah.
They're losing money because they're not busy enough.
Yep.
And so at a festival, they have a very short amount of window to make their money. And if there's a 5-minute line or a 2-minute line, they're actually losing money.
Yep.
And so I have this inbuilt sort of like care factor when it comes to those food vendors to make sure they do well.
Yep.
So if you come to Meatstock, you're always going to have to put up with lines. And I'm sorry, that's something that I know people hate. I know they hate it. But I can promise you that, you know, the majority of the time, if not all of the time, when you eat the barbecue, you'll be like, I lined up, but it was bloody good.
It was
worth
And
it.
I think there's so many other events that you can go, I didn't line up, but it was shit.
Yep.
And that's what we pride ourselves on. But I do feel sorry. There is a lot of other good food vendors out there that we know of
Yep.
that just can't get a run in Meatstock
Yep.
because we are loyal.
Yep. Yep.
And there's lines in that, but like we were there for 3 days.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of a line up, but it wasn't too bad. If you want a pork lollipop from Nick, there's always a massive line. But I had a mate that went and got one. I said, yeah, there's a big line. He goes, I don't give a shit. I want one.
It was worth it.
I don't care if I've got a line up for 2 fucking hours. I don't care, you know.
We asked a bloke called Nick Rogers from Carolina Smoke the other day. We had him on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we said, how does Meatstock, like he's obviously been around and done a fair bit of travelling, how does Meatstock, what's Meatstock like for you? And he said it's the best in the world.
Yeah, he did on the world stage.
He said it's the best in the world.
It's
He
on the
goes,
podcast.
As a festival, it is the best.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I do appreciate that. And in some ways, I do agree with him. I mean, this sounds a very, I don't know, self-absorbing or whatever, but I've been to some of the biggest barbecue festivals in America, you know, Memphis in May and the Jack, and I've been to a lot of them, and I've been to the big ones in the UK as well. To put things in perspective, what we do here in Australia really does punch well beyond our means as the size of the country that we have. I would say what we do here is on par with what happens in America. I would say what we do here is on par with what happens in the UK. But unfortunately, Brazil kicks all our asses.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It does. It does. What they do over there is on another scale.
Really?
So to put things in perspective, yes, we're pretty cool. And mind you, the Brazilians think we're cool and we think they're cool as well. So they come to us and we go to them. And I think just because it's different maybe, but I think some of the stuff they're doing over in Brazil where you see 20, 30, 40,000 people. I mean, they have one festival over there called Mr. Moo, which is just phenomenally big. There's another one called Barbecue Mix, 80,000 people. They broke the world record for the amount of beef cooked at one event. In Mexico, they were doing something crazy as well. They got it's called a Heb something or other. But they just broke the world record over there for the biggest stir fry. They had, they're doing things in other countries that are pretty cool as well. Yeah. But I really do think what we do here is pretty special. Yeah. And it's hard because we are a small country, but we have taken what we have learnt from America potentially, and we've done pretty good.
Very good, yeah.
Do you reckon Europe's getting a lot bigger with barbecue?
It is, but it's been a slow burn for them over there. You know, they've got Meatopia, they've got the big grill over in Ireland, which is one I haven't got to yet, which I'd love to. And they're starting to kick off. But unfortunately, we are lucky that we've got the weather on our side.
I was just about to say, would that have something to do with temperament?
100%. I mean, they want a barbecue. They would love to, but unfortunately, the weather in Australia is conducive to us getting outside and cooking outdoors.
But in winter, and this probably America to a point too, in winter, here, where we are now, we're in New South Wales. In winter, you can go out and cook a barbecue. It might be a little bit cool, but you can do it. Over there, it's snowing. So it's,
for sure.
It's too cold.
Yeah.
Remember Wisconsin? 9 out of 10 days.
Zach
Yeah,
Gorham,
Zach,
yeah.
Like he said, it's terrible. He goes, we want to barbecue more, we just can't.
You've only got to look at America and look at which of the states that are the most popular, and they're the warmer ones.
But Zach loves it. Zach Gorham. Shout out to you, Zach. I know you're listening to this.
Yes.
He's been a listener from day one also, mate, so I'll give you a shout out on episode 100. But he said that he loves it there.
We're trying to get him to go to compete in Meatstock.
Yeah, he might be coming over. Yeah, we'll try and get him over here. So.
Yeah.
He wants to do more competition stuff, and he'd love to come over. He will definitely, I'd say, one day come over, and he wants to do a Meatstock, but to compete would also be another.
Absolutely.
But I've lost track of the amount of pitmasters that we've had as guests. And, some of them have done every event in America. Like they're the number one pitmasters, and they always come over here and they walk away and they're like, oh, this is crazy. What you guys are doing is crazy, right? And I won't name anybody, but a lot of them do say, hey, what you guys are doing in Australia is better than what is being done in America right now. One day we will get to America. It was a big plan of ours just before COVID hit, and we've had to regroup a little bit, and Meatstock will get there. We've had opportunities, but we've kind of we've just got to find the right one. We'll get there.
They might
That's
need a
so
butcher and podcast over there.
That'd be so cool.
That would be cool.
Oh, it'd be so cool.
No, that would be good. Mate, I want to talk to you about Tuffy Stone and how good your relationship with him. I know you went and done some filming with him. Can you tell us with that, like how cool he is?
So I met Tuffy. I brought him out to Australia to do Meatstock. He was such a nice guy. I think I've brought him out 3 more times since then. He's probably done every event, location that we've done. And I ran into him again in Brazil. Yep. And we were all in Brazil at the same time together. And he just said to me that he needed some help with his social media. And that's kind of what I do. Yep. And so I said, sure, I'll give you a hand. And so sporadically over the last sort of 5 years, I've helped him out with some social media stuff. I go to him. I film every now and again. I travel with him. We've travelled a lot. In fact, he'll say to me, I've travelled more with you than I have with my wife, which is creepy. We've stayed in the odd, twin room hotel together. But he's just a great guy. Yeah. And he's successful for a reason is because he just hyper analyzes everything. And he does that with barbecue, which is what's made him, one of the best, if not the best barbecuers on the planet. And he's a great guy. Yeah. And so, if someone is a great guy and they're asking me for help, then who am I to say no?
Oh, look at us. Yeah. You didn't even know us and he helped us. So that's
never
so
said
cool.
no.
So Tuffy's been really good with you, and also you had a fair bit to do with a lady called Jess Pryles.
Yeah, Jess is awesome.
You've had her on your show?
I have. So Jess came to my very first Port Macquarie event. And what I did at the time is in Australia, I'm like, well, I don't know much about barbecue. Who does? Yep. And the only 2 people that I can find in the entire Australia that knew anything about barbecue was Jess Pryles and a guy called Paul Rettmeyer. And Paul was building offset pits at the time. Oh, yeah. And so I got Jess and Paul and flew them to Port Macquarie and asked them to be part of this event as our kind of like celebrities, the only people that know about barbecue type people in the country. And when I say barbecue, I mean American low and slow
American
barbecue.
style, yeah.
So Jess had been to America. She had done some reviews on barbecue over there. She had her own blog, and it was pretty popular. And so that's kind of how me and Jess met. And then we've just had a friendship that's lasted the test of time, and I have watched her flourish as a person. She has had a tough gig. She's an Australian that is not a barbecuer by trade or a butcher by trade, and she has tried to make a career for herself in the meat game and has done it better than nearly everybody, right?
She has, yeah.
And she's not only made a career for herself, but she's made a really good career for herself. Yeah. And she's now in America representing, unofficially Australia, but, she's over there kicking ass.
Yeah. And killing it, yeah, absolutely.
It, yeah.
So I'm pretty proud to be friends with her, and at the same time really proud of her as a person because she has in the early days had to battle a little bit of the boys club type thing.
Yep. Oh, I'd imagine.
And she's had to prove herself, and to the point where she went and got herself educated at university.
Oh, she's done the work.
She's done the work, and she can cook.
Yep.
And she's a very passionate person, and the two of us have had vigorous conversations every now and again because we're both very passionate people.
Yeah.
But
That's where the best outcomes come.
we've never lost our friendship.
Yep.
That's what I would say.
Yep.
And I couldn't be prouder to be associated with that, and I couldn't be prouder of as an Australian to see how far she could take it, and she's taken it further than pretty much anyone.
Yeah, and she's got a little brand called Hardcore Carnivore.
Yeah, little.
Wow, killing it.
I think I said on our podcast that I think that Black, the Hardcore Carnivore Black, as its standalone rub is the most popular rub that's independent in the world.
And I'm so jealous of that name. That is the coolest name for a product. Hardcore
Cool,
Carnivore.
isn't it?
Remember, I said I've got to get one of them shirts. I just love the Hardcore Carnivore brand. It's just so
Just
cool.
the name.
It's just the best name. It's so cool.
You got a little hat on there that says Australian Barbecue Alliance.
Yeah.
How cool is that to be part of?
It's not cool. I'll tell you why. So when I first started the competition in Australia, and I had to get a sanctioning body I didn't really know what I was doing, right? But it has to be fair, and it has to be judged fairly, and there has to be a system in place so that it's fair for everybody. And so I put in, a little bit of a contact with KCBS, which is the biggest sanctioning body in the world for competition barbecue. And it was pretty expensive. You had to fly someone out. You had to host them. In my head at the time, it was a $5,000 ordeal. Yep. And I thought to myself, hey, I probably can't afford that, but I probably can next year. This first year, I'll just do it myself. And so the following year when I went back, they weren't, to be honest, that interested. And that's a story for another day. But we really had no choice here in Australia but to start our own sanctioning body. Otherwise, we were going to be flying people out for what felt like an eternity to sanction our competitions. And I just felt like if barbecue was going to grow in Australia, we at least had to have reps on the ground here.
Yep.
That was super important, that someone would train us to know what we were doing. And look, at the time, it just wasn't possible. It is now, of course. And then that's how the ABA was born. And it was born on basically saying, if I wanted Meatstock or what I was doing at the time to be a thing, I had to help other people make it a thing too.
Yep.
So I couldn't own it. I had to share it.
Yep.
And so the ABA was formed to sanction barbecue competitions for anybody who wanted to run a barbecue competition. Yep. And so that's what we've done. Yep. And the baton's been passed on from Adam Roberts to Adam Rothwell, and now Grant Coleman, and they have led the charge in really trying to grow this barbecue thing across Australia.
Yeah.
And you've got a few Hall of Famers.
Yeah. Every year we put a few new ones in.
You're on there?
Don't ask me to name them.
So I just got to run?
So I got to run, but I'm definitely not on there. Yeah.
It should be. Should be. Mate, you got a fair few really good people around that as well. Like you already mentioned Grant, but you got Demi Lolbach.
Yep. Demi's been there almost since the beginning.
Yeah. Mick Tyrrell.
Mick, yep.
What a legend.
So Mick has been around barbecue since the get-go, and has been instrumental in really making barbecue professional, especially with the venue that he's got at the moment with the ranch. And he put his hand up to run the Invitational, and full credit to him, he's running a competition, and the Invitational is at his event, and every time I walk in there as a punter or just a helper, I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. Australian barbecue is on the map, and I think that's in ways a big credit to Mick.
Such a cool place.
Yeah.
Oh, it's unbelievable, guys. If you haven't been out to the ranch, definitely get out there. If you're in the Newcastle area, if you're travelling or whatever, definitely get out there. It's well worth it. It's like being on a ranch in America, isn't it? Like it's got that.
You can
feel.
settle in.
Yeah.
You really settle in.
You go inside. Yeah.
Yeah. What do they got? They got the Buffalo Room.
Buffalo Room.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You can get lost in there.
You can.
Someone could forget about you in the corner. 3 days later, the smoke around you. You're like, oh, there's Jay in the corner.
You've got that outdoor area with all size artwork on it. It looks so cool.
It is. It's really, really cool. No, and he's just building on that every day, isn't he? He's just put so much work in, so much money in, and it is so good.
Yeah, and it's a really proud moment to be associated with the ABA, but also Mick as well, and then everybody else like Grant who gets involved to help him, for us to have a home to all come together.
Yep.
And we're lucky because it's not far from us. Right?
Nah, it's cool.
It's so good. And he's got a little cafe around the corner from us. we may indulge in.
Oh,
probably about
I wish the
5 pies a
cafe
week.
was further from work. It's probably about a 5-10 minute drive,
Yeah.
guys, and we do get down there and smash pies. Hence the reason Brando's carrying probably 5 kegs too many.
It's ruined Brandon's carnivore
Oh, they're
diet.
just so good, those pies, and they're just on point every time,
It makes about 10,000 a week.
Yeah, we would, yeah.
I honestly think if he made 100,000, they'd still go.
Yeah.
And don't, like, they pump them out every day. Don't get there after about 11.
No. We've gone. Oh, let's go full throttle for a
They
lunch.
get smashed.
No, miss out.
And you can even get down there at 8 o'clock in the morning,
Yep.
and the tradies are just smashing it. I went there one day. There was that many coppers there. I thought the joint was getting raided. I even walked in. I said, "Oh shit! I thought there was a police raid here." They go, "No, we're just getting breakfast." There's about 5 or 6 cop cars there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, he's been good. He's been great for Australian barbecue. And, there's a lot of people like Mick and myself, and we've all kind of had a little bit of an underlying friendship, right? In some ways, we're competitors, you could say, right? We've all got our own events, or we've all got our own ways of doing things. But at the same time, there's a lot of people I'm like, if I think about it, I've actually been friends with you for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of weird to
That's
me,
true,
right?
yeah.
So there's a lot of people in barbecue, and anytime you get a competitive sport, there's always drama. There's always like a level of bitchiness, I would say, and there's always, stuff that goes on behind the scenes. But I'm just so glad that a lot of the leaders in the community all kind of remained friends.
Yeah. So what I reckon with that is what you're saying is it's the same as podcast, same as what butchering needs to be, and the same as what barbecue already is.
Already is, yeah.
You've got to help each other, because if you want people talking about it, and I think butchering definitely is like that, you need people all talking about it, because then they're not talking about something else.
Yeah.
Podcasts are the same. That's why we get into bed with other podcasts like yourself.
The podcast community has just been
mad.
crazy. Like we've sort of got this real competitive meat wholesaler attitude that everyone they'll only worry about their podcast. They've just all been so helpful, and like they said, we don't compete. There's an audience that listens to you. There's an audience that listens to me, and there might be an audience that listens to both. Who cares? But they all help each other,
But this community is getting the same.
Yep.
Like we've got butchers over in Western Australia now going, bye for now.
We're getting it. I'm getting a massive
crazy.
kick out of butchers networking and connecting with each other. Instead of fighting even the local ones that are on the same street, instead of fighting each other, they're coming to help each other.
Yep.
That gives me a kick. A butcher in Queensland is talking to a butcher in Victoria.
Yep.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
Bringing our little community together.
If you think about it, small business and butchery is probably one of them, is really going to prove this point. It's hard work.
It is.
And it's frustrating. And it's long hours. And
yep.
it's like scratching your head about, why is this not working, and is this just happening to me, and what am I doing wrong, and why is it quiet? And you've got 1,000 questions, and you're working your ass off, and sometimes things aren't working out for you. If you form a bond or a friendship with other butchers, whether they be in the same suburb as you or different states, right? Think about how good it would be to be able to pick up the phone and go, oh my God, I'm really struggling with this issue, and somebody else can give you their advice.
Yep.
And if you've got 10 mates that are like that within the butchery community, all of a sudden you've solved each other's problems.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
Right? So having that connection is so important, and everyone doesn't want to do that because, oh, God forbid, everyone's a competitor, but you can really help each other out, because what you're struggling with, someone else might not be, and vice versa.
I had that with the podcast community. Like, you feel like you're doing all these things you haven't done before, and you think, oh, I'm doing it wrong, and why isn't this working? Why isn't that working? And you talk to a couple of other guys that are doing podcasts, and they go, oh, no, we had that, this, and this, and you compare stories and go, no, we had that. This, and you think, oh, I'm actually on the right track. Like, there are issues that he had as well. This is what he did, and they'll help you out on how to fix them.
Yep.
But you think, I'm actually on the right track, because all my problems, he actually said he had the same thing.
Oh, for sure. But with butchering, your competition isn't each other anymore.
No.
And to a point, it's not even really the supermarkets as much as it's a takeaway.
Takeaways, yeah.
It is a takeaway. The butchers need to work together. And so many butchers are going, oh, I don't want to pay overtime. Okay, that's fine. Don't pay overtime, but share your staff around then. So
one thing the butchers have picked up on, like, why has takeaway food become so successful? Yes, there's more options than what there was. When we were kids, there was Kentucky, Macca's, fish and chips, that was it, and Chinese. Now there's so many different options with takeaway. And why is that industry thriving? Because people are time poor. The butchers are picking up on that. They've got ready-cooked meals, they've got snack packs, they've got pies, they've got air fryer ready meals.
Yep.
That's the future. We say that all the time. That further value adding stuff, that's the future. And that's if you can take like a snack back home or something that can go in the air fryer, well, all of a sudden you're not buying takeaway.
Yep.
You know, and they're good meals. So it's
How cool is it that butcher shops have got kitchens in it now? And how cool is it down the track that butcher shops are going to be selling, or they're already selling charcoal, they're already selling fuel, but they can sell barbecues.
Yep.
How cool is it when they've actually got a barbecue shop inside the butcher shop?
Yeah. And
How cool is that going to be?
That's starting to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, and it needs to be honest,
I
right?
think so.
And so what I would say is I've been in business for a long time, you know, since I was young. And every 10 years, you've really got to reinvent yourself to stay in business. You've really got to look at what you're doing and go, okay, because if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to run out. The track will run out.
Yeah.
So if you've been in business and in 10 years you haven't changed much in your shop, it's time to do that.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think every 10 years you've got to reinvent yourself and just look around. There are other butchers that are leading the way
Yep.
and doing some amazing things, and there's no reason why you can't too.
But that's exciting too.
It is.
Reinventing yourself is exciting. So butchers should be having a crack at it, and even to more like wholesalers, farmers. Like we reinvent ourselves when we start selling briskets, when we start selling different products than what we used to. It's cool. It's good fun.
Yeah, but you can just start with something simple, like start selling pies, you know, like it can be that simple. And then you can say, oh, okay, cool, I'm going to start selling rubs or charcoal. And I know a lot of people are doing that, but that's just the tip of an iceberg, you know, and there's butchers that are starting to put perillas in and cooking steaks and, you know, it's happening.
how cool those
cool them
gorillas. They're so
they're
cool.
so
Imagine that in the shop. Yeah.
Imagine having one here. Anyway.
Yeah, if I walked into a butcher shop and I was buying my meat and I was watching some guy in the corner over charcoal cook a steak, and it was a steak on fries and it was $25 and it had some chimichurri and it might only be a smaller cut or whatever.
You're not going to walk out without one.
No way. No way. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come back every time.
And you know what? You're probably going to pull out your phone and go, have a look at this.
How cool is this?
You're going to put it all over social media.
Yeah. So I'm not saying you have to do all those things, but you can start to dabble in those things and see what works for you.
For sure. Well, and
if you're
Flora
going,
Hill.
if you're going into something like that and you haven't done it before, you're trying to reinvent yourself, but you're not quite sure how to do it, find someone that's done what you're trying to achieve and speak to them. Speak to someone who's already done it. Don't speak to your neighbour. Don't speak to someone who's already done it.
Well,
who's already got what you want.
Every state's got them.
That's right.
Eat at Billy's.
Yep.
Roadie Meats.
Yep.
This is just Craig Cook's got kitchens in his shops. Down in Victoria, Glenn Dumbrell does a fair bit. He's got his own he's got a barbecue
shop. Yeah.
Like these blokes are doing it. Jump on, and you're not copying. You're learning from what is working for them.
Well, you can make, it's like what I was saying about the podcasting thing. You make your own mistakes, or you can talk to someone that's already made that mistake. They'll say, don't go down this road. I did, that didn't work. Go and do this.
Well, I guarantee you, Will at Roadie Meats.
Yep.
You go and copy him, he won't be upset by you. He'll be proud. He'll be stoked.
And different things work in different areas is another thing that we see quite a lot, whether it's, different culture, different area, the different things. There's things that work in butcher shops in one area that won't work in another. You've got to be able to identify that too. And/or, like I said, talk to someone who's doing what you all want to do, and they might say, look, that works in this area, but it won't work where you are.
Yep.
Well, you've just probably saved yourself a heap of money, haven't you?
Oh, for sure.
By kicking something off that's not going to,
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're looking at the same butcher shop window that you've looked at for the last 10 years,
Yes.
it's probably time to just have a little bit of a think about what you can do differently if you want to survive the next 10 years.
Because if you're not looking at that, you're looking at your bank account.
Yeah.
I think so anyway.
No, 100%.
Yeah. We're going to do some questions.
The dreaded 5 questions. Did you stitch him up?
Yes. Gave him no
Stitches
notice.
up all our guests.
Si, where are you?
You can ring a friend, Jay. We can ring someone.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's got no voice. We can't.
No.
And he's not Chuck Norris, so he can't talk.
No. I think you'll smash this. Who are your biggest influences to date?
Influencers. Okay, it's a tough
Oh,
one.
no, actually, we've got to get back to that. How was the top 50?
Oh, okay, yes. So we thought to ourselves, or well, I did anyway, Si just got brought along for the ride. I thought to myself, what can we do to cause a bit of controversy, right? And
How
so
did that go for you?
I'm a guy in Australia that has, to be honest, not a lot of credibility. I don't own my own restaurant. I'm not a barbecue influencer. I haven't been on TV. I have none of that credibility, right?
You've got some red microphones.
That's what I got.
He's got red
That's all I've got. Red microphones, right? And so I thought, how can I stir people up a little bit, get people talking? And I think that's was the main point, right? How do you get people talking?
Yep.
So I thought I'd put together this list of top 10 most influential people in barbecue today. And it turned into a top 50, which turned into a top 150. And so I chipped away at this thing for months. Like, it was a lot of work, and I meticulously kind of researched everybody, and I tried to put people into a list, and I tried to do things based on parameters that made sense to me. So they were, you had to be alive. It was based on today, not your achievements from 20 years ago. And it was also kind of like, how can I put it? It was people that were influential, given the fact that social media is such a big thing today.
Yep.
And so I divided a lot of people from the old school of barbecue that were popular because of competition or TV maybe 20 years ago, and the people that were all of a sudden blowing up on social media today. And I tried to like thread that line and create a list based on those parameters. And it got a bit controversial, and it went down, I think, pretty well in the end.
Yep.
But for some people, they didn't really understand the criteria, and people are very insular into their little world of barbecue. And so we threw this list out, and to be honest, I did it to trigger people.
Yep.
We did it to kind of get conversation going, and I really thought that some people would like run me over the coals for it, right? Like, some people would come out, like really big people would come out and go, you know what, this guy in Australia, he knows nothing about barbecue. He hasn't got any credibility whatsoever. Those red microphones don't mean shit. And to be honest, it went down all right. And I think it's because we put the time into really trying to like put that list together properly. And we did have an understanding of where barbecue was at around the world, and not just America or Australia or whatever. And but yeah, we just did it to cause a bit of a stir, and yeah.
But you didn't do it lightly. You put a lot of thought into this. Like this, I think when I went and spent some time with you, which would have been probably 40 episodes ago, 50 episodes ago. That was a long time ago. To the time you actually got it done, you put we had a lot of conversations, and every time I asked you, oh, how's that list going? And you put a lot of time and effort into it. Like, you did not take it lightly at all.
A lot of people would say you could just AI it, right?
No.
I dare you to try.
No way.
I dare you to try, right? AI will give you this bullshit list, and not only that, it makes stuff up. Yeah. It literally, I don't know what they call it, there's a name for it, but it just feeds you false information. Yeah. And so you've got to cross-check absolutely everything and or know it. And so you can't rely on AI to put these lists together. And then on top of that, they really don't understand the complexities of some things mean more. And by that, if you own a restaurant, to us that was really important, that you have skin in the game and you're trying to serve people. Do you have competition barbecue experience? How big are your social media numbers? If you just did a list on social media numbers, you could chuck a prompt into ChatGPT, get a list together, but it doesn't mean anything, right? So we had to put all these variables together, and I would love to say it's as easy as just, getting the internet to do it for you, or getting, AI to do it for you, but we actually had to research everybody, and we're lucky that we probably knew most people anyway, but there's a lot of reasons why people were where they were on the list that we probably can't say as well. So things that have happened where they were really, really big 10 years ago. But if you look at their numbers today, and I can't come out and say that. I can't come out and say, hey, you were really, really cool 10 years ago, but now I look at your social media numbers and no one's really listening to you. So we took all that into account, and I kind of put my reputation on the line to go, okay, this is a list that I feel like if someone had to debate me, I would at least have a reason why I put that person on the list there. And I felt super bad doing it because there were so many people that were, I'll try and say this nicely, but there are better cooks. It wasn't who's the best at barbecue. It wasn't who makes the best tasting barbecue. And it wasn't who's had the most influence on barbecue since the beginning. It was based on today. So I felt super bad putting people on a list where they might have been 50th, but really their influence historically might have mean they should have been top 5. But unfortunately, new people come, and I think I've had a lot of people in the DMs that are like, hey, I noticed you put me in this position, but you don't know these things. And I'm like, I did, but that was 20 years ago. And that felt really bad doing that, because some of these people are like, hey, I've been so influential, and you have in your time, but that's just not what we did the list based on. And I think at some point I really should do a historical one. And
you've also done, it's a lot of personal too. You know a lot of these people.
I know most of them.
Yeah, so it's very difficult. Like, you
also-
just-
Oh,
that'd be
I
the
just
hardest
like
bit.
that
I
all.
also know a lot of them that aren't on the list.
That'd be so
That
difficult.
would be hard,
I'll
yeah.
bet your message DM blew up.
There's a lot of people that I know that were probably upset with where they were put on the list. There's a lot of people that know me pretty well, and I know them pretty well, and they were like, I am much more important than that. And to be honest, they are. Everyone is. Like we're all trying to do a thing together. And look, in hindsight, I probably should just pick the top 10 and then put everyone into one big pile after that, right? And you didn't know if you come like 11th or 150th.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that, and I should have.
And you will next time. No, very good. All right, question time.
Yep.
Who are your biggest influences today?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Your ones, not the top 50.
What a lot of people don't know about me is if you're talking about business and barbecue, they're two different things. But I have a business partner that has been with me since day dot. His name's Simon Luke.
Yep.
He hangs about in the shadows a little bit, but he's responsible for a lot of what Meatstock has achieved over the years. And I'm passionate. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I get kind of frustrated and cranky and whatever, but he's the most placid, kind of like supportive person that I can have in my corner. And he's been great. He's been really good, and we've had a friendship that's lasted a long time. So he's been really inspirational for me in the fact that, I always tried to like get what I wanted by maybe being like a bull in a china store. And he has taught me that you don't have to do that. Yeah. You can kind of like, you can still get where you need to get to, especially trying to grow the Meatstock brand, but without, making enemies and by treating people like humans, Yeah. And I learned a lot from him doing that. So he's been inspirational. And my wife, she's always been super supportive of me since day dot. And, she's a career woman. She does her own thing. She's her own person. But I can't think of a time where she has ever tapped me on the shoulder and gone, "Oh, you fucked up," or "You're doing this wrong," or you're spending too much time at work. She's always been like, if I've got to work back weekends or whatever, and I don't take advantage of it. Like we always go away and we travel together. And
How was that?
as in,
Your license.
Oh, I meant to bring that up.
I was waiting for the right time. How'd you go in the last trip, mate?
all right. So look,
I found this funny because it's something that would happen to me. I think it was said on Jay's podcast.
Yeah, it
I thought
was,
it's
yeah.
okay to talk about, but
So-
I had a laugh to myself because that had happened to me.
So truth be told, Tuffy rings me up and he goes, "I'm going to Sweden. Do you want to come?" And I'm like, "Of course I want to come."
Yep.
So I've got to fly to the other end of the earth, and it's a crazy trip. It's going to last about 10 days, and we're going to Sweden, and we're doing all cool stuff, like we're going hunting. We went deer hunting. We went pigeon hunting. We... holy smoke, over there is a barbecue restaurant that is beyond good. We went to Michelin-starred restaurants. We went to two different Michelin-starred restaurants. And I've got to say to my wife, "Hey, not only do you have to run the business that makes us money, but I'm going to go away and have fun, and you look after the kids, and you take our daughter to school, and you do all this sort of stuff and make money and clean the house and make sure there's beer in the fridge when I get home." So I said to her, "I'm going to go over there, but while I'm over there, I'll meet you in London and we'll drive to Scotland and we'll have a holiday." And so she's like,
That's nice.
"Cool." Yeah,
That's really nice. Yeah.
really nice of me,
Yeah.
to allow that to happen. So anyway, she's in. She's like, "Great." So she organises this trip. I get to the airport and I'm hiring a car and I hand my licence over, and my daughter, just out of the corner of her eye, she goes, "That's expired," and she's 10. And so the guy hears it, behind the counter, so he won't give me the car. My wife has to hire the car. She drives the best part of 1,650 kilometres with me in the passenger seat drinking.
After you've
beers
just
out of
had,
it.
after you've just had a junket.
And, you can't work on your laptop or do anything when you're in the car, really. Yeah. So all I could do was drink and put the GPS in so that she knew where to go. And unfortunately, she drove the whole way.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was good because, I did a lot of day drinking.
How good is that? Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Mind you, I'm one of those guys that has to be in the driver's seat. I don't want to be in the passenger
Oh,
seat.
really? Not a good passenger?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm the same. I prefer to drive. If we're going somewhere, I prefer to drive.
No, I can passenger anytime.
Every time we got to a roundabout, I closed my eyes.
Yeah, but over there, they're scary.
Well, they've got like 2 or 3 lane roundabouts, which are fine.
Oh,
but
really?
You've got you've got to
it's
merge
crazy.
as you go. Like in Australia, there's only really 4, sometimes 5, but really only 4 things, and you can't get too lost.
Yep.
But over there, you've got to exchange lanes within the roundabout because there might be 8 exits.
You got to be half a rally car.
Yeah, right.
Rally car driver. Yeah. No, you can grab your
I'd have
bread
no
and
one.
jam it.
Yeah, I'd have no. I'd fuck that up every time.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, it'd be crazy.
It took my wife 1,649 kilometres to figure it out.
Hold me much better.
She's going to listen to it. I'm going to send this to her.
Yeah,
Make sure
but in terms of inspiration with barbecue, I suppose Tuffy's a big one.
Yep.
If you think about barbecue, and I watch so many people do this wrong, is clean smoke is what makes barbecue barbecue. So a lot of people are cooking barbecue over charcoal or fire, and they're like, oh, this is great. But the smoke, the flavour of the smoke is so important. And he was one of the first few people to go, no, a clean fire is really where it's at. And so most people, they see smoke and they just say that's barbecue, but you really got to not see the smoke.
I watched that the other day. That was really cool.
yeah,
that was really cool.
So when you eat barbecue, you don't want it to taste like a smoky campfire.
Yeah.
And when you're first getting into barbecue, you like taste that smokiness and you're like, oh,
I've got it.
that's barbecue. That's where it's at. But he was the one that taught me that no. If you want really, really, really good barbecue, clean smoke is where it's at. Yeah. And so the funny thing is, some of those Michelin-starred restaurants that we went to, sometimes you put things in your mouth and I'm like, okay, it's really, really cool that your kitchen cooks everything over fire. Like, that's awesome, really cool. But God, it tastes like a bushfire.
Yeah.
You know, because you're cooking this over this dirty, acrid smoke and you think it's cool because you're getting like bits of bark and chucking it on the fire and, you know, flames and smoke everywhere. But the flavour's not there. Yeah. And I think that's what Tuffy taught me about really good barbecue, whether you're grilling, live fire, or you're doing low and slow barbecue, is you really want a clean smoke. And if you've got that dirty, acrid smoke, eventually, after being in barbecue for long enough, you learn that's not where it's at.
Yeah, right.
No, it makes
That's
that
cool.
makes sense.
Yeah, that is
100%.
cool. Favourite cut of meat and how you cooking it?
Beef ribs are my go-to.
Beef ribs.
Yeah, beef ribs. I mean, a lot of people would say picanha or something like that, or brisket. Beef
No,
ribs.
everyone says Scotch fillet. Boring.
I will say, like, sometimes Scotch fillet is like, you can't fuck that up.
No, we can't.
You can overcook it and it's still good. But I just think beef ribs for me is something that is a quick cook in low and slow terms. Yep. But you've got all the flavour there because it's really heavily marbled. Yeah. And provided you're cutting off, I mean, on a beef rib, you've got your bones, you've got your meat over the bone, you've got another fat seam, and then you've got the meat above that. Provided you cut that fat seam and all the meat above it off, and you trim it, and you season it, and you put it in a smoker, you leave it for 5 hours or so, you know, you temperature probe it or whatever, you don't even have to rest them. Yeah. And they're bloody awesome. And beef ribs for me is the perfect combination of flavour, tenderness, quick cook, or relatively quick cook. And you can use them for anything. You can eat them straight away. You can put them with a bit of chimichurri. You can put them on tacos. You can do anything with it. You can put them on pizza, you know. Oh. But I just love beef ribs.
And they look the part.
Well, remember Meatstock Sydney? I had a brisket the first day, and don't get me wrong, the brisket was banging. Like, I could eat that all day long. But I thought the second day, I thought I might try something different. And I got the beef rib, and I was chewing the bone. It was so
Tugsy went back for two.
I went back for a second one. It was so good.
He did. He hadn't eaten.
You had to do a podcast. Yeah. Where's Brandon gone? I said, I've just got a duck out. I went and got another one. It was a little beef short rib. I was
on my own, left me. I said, where is this?
I was chewing the bone.
No, he was smashing another rib.
And I love brisket, but geez, they're brutal. Like, if you're trying to cook them at home, they can be brutal. You know, I think a lot of people in restaurants dial brisket in because they've got a relationship with their supplier. They're getting a very consistent type of brisket. They're cooking them day in, day out. They've got the process. What a lot of them don't tell you is they rest it for a very long amount of time. Might sit in a warming oven for 24 hours. You know, they're soaking it in tallow. Yeah. And that's all well and good, but I don't have time for that.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm trying to pick what is my favourite to cook at home.
Yeah. Nah, good answer.
Yeah. Favourite part of the meat game?
Camaraderie. Yeah, and I say that based on the fact of when we go to Meatstock, there's a part of me that's really stressed. You know, like it's not easy in Australia trying to sell 70,000 tickets to an event. And to put that into perspective, right, I'm charging people to walk through a gate, and what do they get? Nothing. They literally walk through it. They're paying me $75 to walk through a gate, and I'm not giving them even a cup to say, here, you know, here's a cup to go get your beer with. They get nothing, and it costs me the best part of that, what we charge them in in
Yeah.
the cost of running the
running the
event.
festival.
Oh, for sure.
Thank
for sure.
God we have sponsors, because without them, we really wouldn't be able to survive. And unfortunately, that is the cost of doing business in Australia in this modern age. And it sucks because pre-COVID we charged $35, and now we're struggling to get people through the door. Because we've got to charge them $80, and it seems outrageous.
That's all cost of venue. It's just cost, isn't
You,
it?
you touched on it the other day about the PBR. Like, you've got
Yeah.
the PBR now,
Yep.
and that's not.
Well, Nick at Carolina said, he said that
insurances.
they've got the PBR, but he said, you got to pay extra for that. But what people don't understand, the insurance is that behind bull riding and having live animals at a festival.
Yep.
You're not just walking around a food festival, are you?
Yeah.
You're, all of a sudden, you've got these animals that are 1,000 kilos and quite capable of destroying people.
Well-
the insurance behind that would be...
Well, you imagine the insurance you've got, and then the vendor's got,
Yeah.
and then the PBR's got, and then the butcher and wars.
Yep.
That insurance would be crazy.
Yep.
That's why it costs what it costs.
That's why it costs what it costs, guys, yeah.
Yeah, things like insurance, but there's a lot of things that people don't think about, like our fencing bill.
Oh,
I spend $100,000 on fencing a year.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fencing.
We might spend $250,000, $250,000 on security.
Yep.
So a lot of things really do add up when it comes to doing festivals at that scale.
Yep.
And the smaller they are, the cheaper they are. Sometimes I just wish we had have stayed small.
Yep.
But you grow because you want things to be bigger and better all the time, right? But it just gets really expensive. But to say that, to go back to your question, is that I'm so nervous and under a lot of pressure, and there's so many things that can go wrong, and there's so many moving parts that happen. But when I get to that event and I see people that I haven't seen for 3 months, and they're people that I love, and I almost feel like we've been through the trenches together. And by that, I mean the highs and lows of running an event, you've been to the parts where there's been disappointment, like in Toowoomba, and then you've been to the parts where you're literally sitting around with a mate having a beer, arms around each other's shoulders, saying hello because Oliver Anthony's playing in the background and you've had a great day. And, I love the camaraderie. And I think it's almost an excuse for me to catch up with people that I love. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, I'm not one of those guys that picks up the phone and chats to my mates all the time. I'm just
You wouldn't have time. You're a
I'm
busy
just not-
man.
I'm just not that guy either, really. Like, I don't even ring my dad, really, let alone, and he doesn't ring me either, by the way. But having said that, I just don't have that in me. But when I see people that I love and I see the community, and I'm talking like, I go to a Meatstock and there's 60 people that are just, I would say, hanging around, ready to help. And I just love those guys. And when I see them together and they see me, just that feeling of, hey, we're going to have a fucking great weekend. Right? I'm just like, yeah, this is great.
Yeah. No, it's unreal. Unreal. What excites you about meat and barbecue?
I think there's a whole new level to be discovered into. To try and explain this properly is right. Butchers have become really good at adding things like value adding, right? We take a beef stroganoff or something like that, and it's a traditional dish. And then American low and slows come along, and what that's done is it's incorporated what I would say is smoke and that charcoal flavour into meat, which I suppose a lot of more ethnic cuisines have been doing forever, right? But I think the next frontier is to take low and slow barbecue or barbecue cooked over charcoal, or that smoky sort of flavour that you get from the char that you get from charcoal, and then incorporate that into other dishes. And I mean things like a banh mi or a ramen, or even putting it into dishes, that are like a stir fry. All of a sudden, instead of putting in a specific cut of meat, you're putting in something that's been slow cooked, and tacos is a perfect example. Pizzas with smoked meat is a perfect example.
I love that.
And so you think of most dishes, and they don't. You could elevate them by just using that technique.
Well, look at pies. What's
Yeah.
elevated?
Pies.
So what's elevated butcher pies compared to bakery pies, and why don't they compete?
That's right.
They're using smoked meat,
Yep.
and you just can't miss.
Pulled brisket, pulled pork.
Pulled brisket, cheese and jalapeno, you can't miss.
Watch Mitch Meredith rang me today. He's going to smoke a big whole lamb shoulder, and then he's going to pull it. Pulled lamb.
Yeah,
how good.
you put that in
no fucking problem.
Yeah, you put that in anything, you're not going to miss, are you?
Yeah.
You think of any cuisine around the world and then just think, hey, can I cook that protein that is part of that cuisine over charcoal, or slow cook it, or sous vide it, whatever you want to do. But how can I use that technique to really elevate this dish? And there is so many dishes you can do
Even
that with.
like you just said, like a ramen or say like an Asian sort of a dish. You put smoked meat in that, it's going to work, isn't it? Like it's without
problem.
Yeah, it's
You give me a ramen and like or let's just say a pho, like a Vietnamese pho.
Yeah.
You go get it. It's really thinly sliced rare meat and they chuck it in top and it's good.
It's good, yeah.
It's great.
But what would happen if you put something smoked
Put some
in
brisket in it.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know what would happen. I know exactly what it'd
How you
taste.
talking?
And it wouldn't take away from the flavour of that oriental flavour, but it's just going to give it that boost, isn't it? Like,
I'm going to go 6 questions for you. I just thought of another one.
Shit.
Sorry.
welcome to the Meat Game podcast, Joe.
How good and how exciting, because this is one that I'm really, really happy with how things are going, is competition butchering for you.
Yeah.
To watch the growth of competition butchering, how cool is that for you?
I would say when I first got into Meatstock 10 years ago and butcher shops were struggling.
Yep.
Right. I had some friends that were reps and they used to go out to all the butcher shops and they'd say to me, every single time we go out and do a run, there's 2 less butcher shops than what we had 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And supermarkets just took over. And all of a sudden, a town might have had 5 butcher shops and all of a sudden it was 4 and then it became 3. Yep. And 10 years ago, I thought that was really the way it was going to continue to go. And there wasn't a camaraderie. There really wasn't anything to aim for. It was a trade. You went and did it. You went home. You got paid for your job. Not very well, mind you. Yep. And to be honest, a lot of people looked down on you for being a butcher. And a lot of people thought it really wasn't an exciting way to make a living. And you probably, as a butcher, didn't really want to tell your kids what they did or have your kids tell their friends what you did.
Yep.
And I felt like 10 years ago, people weren't proud to be a butcher.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, slowly but surely, this sort of like community formed where all of a sudden competitive butchery became a thing. And that started with the World Butchers Challenge.
Yep.
So big shout out to Rod Slater for getting that off the ground. Yep. And then there was certain people that came along that kind of all got together, I would say. It's not just me. There's so many other people in the background that just went, this is something that's actually worth being proud of.
Yep.
And all of a sudden there were certain shops starting to pop up where you're like, they had started to break the code. And if you go back and you remember 10, 15 years ago when supermarkets were starting to take over, butcher shops thought they could compete by putting signs up out the front that said, they'd have all these loss leaders. Remember? There's big signs out the front that was like 3 kilos of mince for $25, and they'd have all these signs everywhere. It was all discounting. It was all loss leaders.
Yeah, race to the bottom.
It was a race to the bottom, right? And all of a sudden it took a few brave people to go, no, we're going to start to do these things that supermarkets can't do.
Yep.
And thank God, Coles and Woolworths in particular decided to just get rid of all their butchers out of the stores. And if you go to America and you look at places like Heb that are like what I would call leading supermarkets, they still have butchers with really beautiful windows in them.
Yeah, right, okay.
And Whole Foods is another one, and Kroger's another one. They've still hung on to those proper butcher shop windows where they've got cutters, and I won't say they're butchers because they're not bringing in whole beasts anymore or whatever, but they're cutters, and they present a beautiful butcher shop window. And sometimes you go into a Heb, for example, and you're like, wow, this is presented beautifully. Like this is a world-class butcher window and it's in a supermarket. Yeah. But Coles and Woolies, they gave up on that. And that's really what ignited butcher shops to survive. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you add in, hey, I'm going to forget about this race to the bottom and I'm going to replace that with customer service. I'm going to replace that by sort of starting to value add. I think that was a really big thing that butcher shops do. Yep. I'm going to start to embrace the cooking over fire type, thing that has become something. Yep. And I'm going to sell other value-added sort of things like hats and merchandise and rubs and sauces. And all of a sudden someone comes in and they're going to buy $10 worth of mince, but they're going to buy a hat for $25 or a rub for $30. Those people are surviving and thriving in business today. So I just feel like butchery, I can't see it going anywhere at the moment. And if you asked me 10 years ago, I would have said things aren't looking good. Yeah. Right now, I'm pretty 100%. Optimistic.
Could not agree more.
Couldn't agree more.
Jay, I never ever thought I would see a butcher shop with charcoal in it. Now I'm seeing butcher shops with charcoal in it, meat thermometers, tongs, gloves, the fire gloves, the hot gloves. They've got chimneys in them, and they've even got little barbecues just like that.
Yep.
You know, like I never ever thought I'd see that in butcher shops, and I love it. And if like all of us, every single butcher, I reckon would watch the Beta Butchers. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You should see their shop over there.
Yep.
What they've got in their shop is all the rubs, the barbecue. They've got everything over there.
Yep.
That's how butcher shops over here are going to end up.
Yep.
For sure, I reckon anyway. And that's exciting to me.
Yep.
That is really, really cool.
I just think we're at the start of a journey.
Yep.
And value adding saved the butcher shops.
Yep.
But what's the next thing? And I think we're on the precipice of that, you know. And I think if you can look at your butcher shop now and you go, I think I've said this already on the podcast, but nothing much has changed in 10 years. Or just use this analogy. Am I selling merchandise? And if you're not, that should be the precipice for you to say, hey, I've really got to look at a lot of stuff that I'm doing around my shop right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see us lose any more butcher shops. I feel like they're almost a little bit of a heart of the community, right? You know, you go into your, especially fruit and veg shops or butcher shops, and I think that there's always going to be a place for that, provided those butcher shops really move with the times.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. What's next for Jay Beaumont?
I don't know. I'm getting greyer. I've lost all my hair. You know, I love travel. You know, travel's my big thing.
Yep.
I'll drive an old shitty car, provided I can travel. And so traveling with my family or traveling for barbecue, that's just what gets me going.
Yep.
And that's what I have to look forward to. So whether I'm in Brazil or the UK or somewhere, or I'm doing barbecue or just eating good food, you know, like I just travel to eat. And that's my passion, is eating. So next for me is to continue to keep Meatstock going. And again, I said this on the podcast before, but you've got to reinvent yourself every 10 years. And that's where, unfortunately, Meatstock's at, right?
Yep.
It's 10 years.
Yep.
So, you know, we've grown it to a certain point, but it's never easy. It's not easy trying to run these events. And everyone looks at Meatstock as like, oh, it's the big event. But it's not easy either, and I work my ass off. But keeping that going, expanding that as much as I can, I'd love to get to America. I'd love to get to the UK one day and take that brand there. So that's a bit of a passion of mine. Yep. But just keeping on going with what I love for as long as I can do it as well.
Yep.
And maybe my time will run out at some point. But
I just say we all are getting a bit greyer and a bit older.
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you get to that kind of point where you just run out of steam because you've been passionate about something for so long. Yeah. But I'm right in the thick of it right now. You know, like I'm as passionate about it as what I have been for the last 10 years, and I think I've got another 10 years to go.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Awesome.
It's awesome.
That's it. That's your questions done.
Right, we done?
We are done.
No, it's look. While I'm at it too, you know, I do got to say that 100 episodes. So just to put things in context, to step away from the conversation between me and you, and if I can just talk to the audience for a little bit now, it's as someone who also does these podcasts, I know how much work goes into them. The fact that you've got to 100 episodes and I've got another 100 plus in front of you, I think is a credit to you. The fact that you've really embraced everybody in barbecue, I think is a credit to you as well. You've had a great range of guests on. I'm sure there is way more to come. Yeah. And I think I'm just proud to be associated with you guys and what you've done. And I think you should, you know, no one else is really going to give you a pat on the back. You know, that's just the way life works sometimes, you know. And then probably you're the last person to give yourself a pat on the back because you only see the problems in what you do, right?
We're the worst for it. We are the worst for it, Jay. We're just constantly looking for problems, and then we zero in on the problem, and then we come, we go round and round in circles, and we go, there's actually not really a problem.
What did we do today?
Yeah, we won't.
We're meant to be loading trucks, and we're up there looking at fucking analytics. But anyway, yeah.
But I will just say 100 episodes is a credit to you. So on behalf of everybody that's listening to you, and I've listened to my fair share of episodes. I won't say I've listened to all 100, but I've listened to my fair share. And I will say on behalf of everybody who's listening right now, congratulations on 100 episodes. It is a credit to you for promoting this. It's a niche industry. It really is. But you guys have ploughed a lot of passion into this industry, and you are part of the reason why butchery is cool again.
Yeah.
No, thank you, mate.
Thank you, Jay.
That's massive.
Yeah.
Thank you. We do have a few shout-outs. Are you going to have one of these with us or what?
Yeah, I will now.
Oh, we've got to open the truckies package.
Now, this has come from the truckie. So we've had Jason Tunner.
Jason Tunner with the shirt. Shout out to you, brother.
Is this from him too, is it?
Cooking with the truckie.
Is this from him too, the package?
No, this
No,
is from
this-
a different one. This is from Cooking with a Truckie.
Cooking with a truckie. What do you got there, mate? You got a card? Oh, typical.
Something naughty.
Well done. Yeah. I'll give you a look at that, guys.
Oh, he's done this himself. Gutty's Gold Blend.
Yeah, right.
What is it? Bundy?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Bundy.
They call it sugarcane
What's he call it? The truckie.
sugarcane champagne.
That's it. Sugarcane champagne, he calls it.
Oh, jeez. Are we going to pour one?
Oh, you better have one.
Have you been to the distillery there?
No.
No, we.
No. I've had a fair few big nights on the Bundy, and they haven't treated me well the next day.
I've
so I'm a bit
had to
scared.
ban myself from Bundy. I either wake up with no shoes or a black eye. So
This must be Gudman's Gold Blend. It's Gutty's Gold Blend.
Yeah, I think it's pretty important.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cooking with a Truckie. Thank you, mate.
Thank you very much.
you guys have got your own glasses. You guys are way more professional than us.
We've just got a really good laser guy, Jay. So we've got glasses here, guys. You probably can't see it, but etched into the glass is the Meat Game podcast. That comes from Newy Lasers. So, guys, if you need anything, knives engraved, anything, you can pretty much do anything. Oh, yeah. Go steady, mate. Yeah, so that's from Newy Lasers, guys. Shout out to him. Gutty's Gold Blend.
So we'll shoot these and then have a better beer chaser.
Have a better beer chaser, yeah.
You do a bit with better beer.
I do. Better Beer is the official beer of Meatstock, and I do like it. You know, like I kind of like those easier drinking beers where you can tuck back quite a few of them.
Yep.
And I find that I can get through a fair few better beers.
Do you know what I love most about it, Jay? And you don't ever hear him talk about it. I don't know why. It's got 0 sugar and 0 carbs, guys.
Yeah.
I drink only better beer. I came across it on another podcast, Alpha Blokes, and they were promoting it for
years.
a while back now.
Yep.
And they were promoting. I thought I'll try this beer that they're talking about. I tried it and I thought, hang on, this thing's got no sugar and no carbs, and it's a beer. I thought, how good's this?
Oh,
you know,
for
like so. I've been on them ever since because I just think that the biggest promoting factor is not getting talked about enough. 0 sugar, 0 carbs. There's a lot of beers out there that are low carb or they're low sugar. This one is just clean as, and even the ginger beer that they do is just
ginger beer is good.
Better Beer is one of the cleanest beers out there, and I've drunk it ever since.
Yeah.
So,
I like the setup that you guys had at Meatstock. The better beer area. That was unreal.
yeah, that was cool.
So good.
That was so cool.
We even had a meet and greet there, and we'll probably do it again.
Yeah.
The next go around.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
I really liked what they done.
Shout out to Better Beer.
Yeah.
And guys, we aren't sponsored by Better Beer. We just enjoy it.
Guys, we are not sponsored by Better Beer. That's not a sponsored advertisement.
No.
I've just drunk it for the last 2 years because
Probably had a fair few of them too.
it's got 0 sugar and 0 carbs. That is the only reason. So it's not a plug for them. That's just the reason I drink it. So
And don't get me wrong, I love a craft beer, but sometimes if I had 2 or 3, I feel like I've eaten a loaf of bread.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
no.
That's the problem with these. You can get through a few of them. You know, like
it depends if we've got something to celebrate, and we do today.
All right, let's get it.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, boys. Jay, don't forget the cheers. You're getting a fair bit of trouble in yours for not
I
cheers.
do. Si gets cranky at me. Oh, that's smooth.
That's very smooth.
That's smooth.
Oh, government's come through.
Oh, he'd know good from bad. Trust me, he gets around a fair bit of it. He would know the good, the bad, and the
That's
ugly.
not terrible. That's pretty good.
No, it's good.
It brings back some memories.
I used to drink it when I was young.
So did I.
I used to play right up on it.
Jason Tunner, you got another one. You got a button, haven't you?
Sam from Absolute Meats at Tomanui. Is that how you say it?
Tomatanui.
Tomatanui. I can't
There you
say
go.
it properly.
You got it second time.
Anyway, you want to hear it properly? I'll put him on. So this has come from Sam the Butcher over in New Zealand.
You'll have to turn this one down. It gets a bit loud.
He's very loud, Sam, isn't he?
Hey team, Sam the Butcher here from Absolute Meats and Tomatanui. Sending the love across the ditch to the Meat Game podcast in Australia, celebrating their 100th episode. These legends have been slicing through the meat industry with style, grabbing the bull by the horns and taking us by storm. bringing all the juicy gossip. Here's to the Century team and many more to come. Woo!
What a legend.
He's an absolute legend, Sam.
He's a lunatic, but he's a legend.
And guys, we will get Sam on because he is an absolute lunatic. We love him.
Yeah.
And he's if you're not following him, Absolute Meats over in New Zealand. He's a bit like Snowes. He does some pretty cool videos, and he's just a character to go with it.
And works pretty hard too. Like
he does, yeah.
He gets a lot of meat out
What
there.
about him? He did his ice bucket challenge in New Zealand. It was freezing cold in the middle of winter, and he's just
So we took it to a silly level. We done it in our no shirt. We got our shirts off and in the chiller.
I said to someone, nominate him because he will do something fucking crazy. And there was a few people we nominated knowing that there'd be a lot of carry on, and he just nailed it.
He was down to the knickers.
He had nothing on there. And then Morgs took it one further.
he had his ass.
He was in his Sam was in his undies, and then the bro he had his
just the apron.
He had his apron on, and then the little brown,
white ass,
brown bot.
If he ever decides not to like Butcher anymore, he could make it as a radio.
He's a ripper, isn't he? He's
so good.
He is good. We've got the Trenchard boys.
Yeah, we've got a
Snow and
message
Sons.
here from the Trenchard boys. This comes from Mickey T.
Yeah.
It's Mick the Butcher here. Just want to say a big congratulations to the boys from the Meat Gang podcast. You boys have put so much effort into this, and it doesn't go without notice, that's for sure. Connect the butchers together. I met my idol, Morgs, probably all thanks to you boys. You've done huge things with mental health. Just a world of knowledge, you boys are bringing all us butchers together and just making the industry better. Congratulations on the 100 boys. Keep cutting them oranges, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Shout out to the boys from Snow and Sons, absolute legends. The whole crew. You got Mickey T, Rod, and his boys, Big Steve, the Sausage King.
Yeah, Nate, NTB.
Nate, NTB.
Yeah, no, they're legends.
Shout out to all those boys up there.
Yeah. SJR, he's just elite.
Seth James Reed, he's been another listener from day one. He's done a lot of stuff for us. He's become like a family member, hasn't he, to us?
He is,
he's just an absolute legend.
And we talk to him.
I wish he lived closer.
Yeah, I'm glad he doesn't. He loves getting on the piss.
Yeah, so we'll, I can't wait to catch up with him again. So, and that's what Meatstock does. It's times like that where you get to catch up as butchers talking to each other, and shout out to SJR. Can't wait to see you again.
For sure. Googsy, Mick and Tash from Stroud.
Googsy, I haven't got your buttons on today, Googsy.
He's naughty.
Nick got a fair run. I got a fair run on Nick's podcast.
We've got a number one. We might even have to do a flip of a coin. But you've got a number one, and it's Alan Stevenson and Mr. Aythorne.
Yeah,
they're tied.
They are. They've been our biggest supporters from day one.
Yeah.
And what about Alan getting Morgs in a headlock the other week at the footy?
But how cool, like, them two blokes you wouldn't think would sit and listen to us two dickheads.
John Aythorne, I thought, would listen to one podcast. And I said to him, because he said, you're doing a podcast. He was up, we were talking. He said, you're doing a podcast. I said, yeah, but I said, it's a butcher one. I said, there's a lot of swearing in that in it. He goes, yeah, that's all right. He's listened to every single one.
And loves it.
I thought he'd listen to one and go, it's not my thing. Because he's very, uniform sort of a guy. And, yeah, very different to me. But he's listened to every single one. So, yeah.
And Alan Stevenson,
he's just a legend.
He says to his missus, you haven't listened to that podcast yet, have you? And she goes, yeah. He gets cranky. And anyway, he sits down on every Monday afternoon. He gets home from work, sits on his iPad, gets the shits. Yeah. And if Mum's already listened to it first, and he sits there and she's not allowed to talk.
Well, that's
like
John
and listen to the podcast.
John and his wife Susan. Yeah. She's not allowed to watch it until they watch it together. Yeah, oh yeah.
That's it.
I said to Susan, if you listen to the podcast, she goes, no, we're going to watch it together. So, yeah, they're not allowed to watch it. Yeah, so.
It's like an event.
Anyway,
no, but there's definitely, I'm going to say 1 and 1.
Yeah,
not 1 and 2.
No, they've just been there from day one. So.
Yeah, so shout out to them guys. The bro Morgs.
Yeah, Morgs has been big for us, guys.
Yeah.
We got around him and he got around us, and it's a bit like us and Jay and there. It's just like a bit of a collab sort of thing.
What about how that started? That started, so Brandon goes, look at this Morgs, he's a fucking lunatic. I
said to Mark, have you seen this bloke at Bowie Meats, this bloody Morgan? I said, he's a fucking lunatic. I said, we've got to get him on. I said, he's so entertaining, you know.
And about 4 weeks later, I said to Brandon, I got you a present.
I couldn't get him.
Goes,
so he'd actually left Bowie's. So I thought it'd just be a case of ringing Bowie's. I rang Bowie's and they said, Morgs has actually left. And I thought, this is my typical luck, you know. So I tried tracking him down on Facebook, sending messages, didn't reply. Mark, I said to Mark, how'd you get hold of me? He says, I sent him a message. I said,
No, I got Brandon a present. I said, I've got you a present.
I said, we've got to get this bloke.
He
I
goes-
want to talk to this bloke because he's
He
just
goes,
such a
"What
character.
now?" I said, I got your Morgs. He goes, no, you didn't. I said, you ready? I said, he's about to ring you. Anyway, Morgs rang him and Brandon...
He said,
lit up
ring,
like a
ring this
Christmas tree,
mobile number. I'm just like, what's this going to be? You know, this could be anyone, you know. And I thought, this will be a stitch up. There'll be someone there with a camera and they're just going to take the piss. So I rang and I go, yeah, mate. And he goes, and as soon as he started talking, I went, oh my God.
No, that was good. That was unreal. And what he's done.
And I said, how did Mark get it? He said, he sent me a message, bro. I said, I've sent you fucking 20.
Yeah, no. Brandon, yeah, he liked it, but he wasn't happy about it. But anyway, no.
It was awesome.
Good. But even Ben Patterson.
Yep, Benny.
And everyone that's gotten around us, Fussy Meats, all the Western Australian guys, the Tassie guys.
Yep.
Matty
Queensland,
Lang.
love you guys.
Yeah.
And obviously, New South Wales is very big for us, obviously. But all these other states that didn't know us from a bar of soap.
And guys, we are going to share the states around. We're going to do a hell of a lot more.
Yep.
We're going to try and get to Western Australia to do the pie contest.
Oh, there's lots more we want to do, guys.
We're going to do more.
It's all funding too, but there's lots more we want to do going forward, and this is just the start. So don't sort of think, they haven't been to where we are, or they haven't spoke to me yet, or we're going to try and keep this thing going.
We're not doing 100.
No.
We're going to do 300, 400.
We're going to keep this going for a long time, guys. So we will get around to everyone, get around to all the states, and we want to just keep it going, guys, and make it better. We just keep trying to make it better.
If you've got a butcher shop right now, and you've got young kids you're trying to inspire in your butcher shop, and they're doing prep in the morning before you open, if they don't have your podcast on now, they're nuts.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Have it on my
And that was a big reason for us doing this. Any of you young blokes out there listening to this, when we were coming up, not saying it was harder, it's a different world to what we grew up in. But there was a lot, you sort of had to learn, it was hard, and people didn't want to show you things, and you sort of got pushed around when you were young and that. We don't want that for you guys. We want you to have all the opportunity, and if you've got a question, you can get an answer to it, or you can listen to two old fellas that talk.
Two old dickheads.
But even little things like mental health and head noise and that. You'll hear us come out and tell you what's going on in our life and what's happened in our previous life, so that some of you guys will go, that's actually what I'm going through now.
Yep.
It's like me with podcasts. I'm on the right track. I've just got to keep getting up and turning up, and eventually things will turn around and they'll come better again. That's what we're trying to do, guys. That's what this is all about.
We'll get people on that touch on mental health as well. Like we know
we want to do more of that because we know how much of it is in our industry, and it's in a lot. It's everywhere basically.
Yeah.
So we want to get around more and more of that.
We've touched on it before. We've got a fair few friends that have gone too early, and
because they didn't think there was a way out.
Yeah, and that's why we touch on it.
Yep.
And we'll get more people on that have touched on it, or that have been through some shit and come out the other side, and we'll get them on. And you guys might think that they're superstars. We see them on Instagram and we see them on TikTok.
They've all got their stories, guys.
They've all got their stories, and we'll drag it out of them, and they love to help.
And we like to tell those stories, guys, because it comes back to the old thing. Shit's going to happen in your life. Doesn't matter how fucking perfect it is.
Yep.
Eventually, shit will happen in your life. It's not about what happens. It's how you respond to it.
Yep.
That's what the difference is, and that's the message we're trying to get across.
I think we lose a lot of people because they lose hope.
They do.
And if you know that other people have been there before and come out the other end, but that takes other people sharing their stories as well, and you being around to listen to it, so that you know when it feels like you've lost all hope that hey, somebody else got through this, maybe I can too.
And that's why we want to share these stories, because there's young blokes out there now. Yes, your life is all perfect and everything's going great. Shit happens in life. It doesn't matter what you do, right or wrong. Eventually, something will happen in your life, and if you can hear someone else's story and go, oh shit. But old mate went through what's happening to me now, and he just kept getting up and turning up every day. And eventually, look at him now. He's a superstar on Instagram or whatever. I can do the same. It gives them that strength, and they don't lose hope like they probably have in the past, you know.
Yeah,
so
for sure. And we've got a little motto, and you'll hear us say it 100 million times: surround yourself with good people, and you'll be a good person.
Yep.
That's so true, and that's what we're doing, and we're trying to help you guys surround yourself with good people, and that's why this networking is so good and so important. And we love it. And Meatstock has been a perfect chance for us to do that. So anyone that wants to meet us, anyone that wants to meet each other, get to Meatstock. Come and have a beer with us at the Better Beer tent or the Better Beer area, and we'll have a meet and greet, and it's so good. We might even drag Jay there.
But you know, I don't know about you guys, and I'm sure you're the same as us, but anyone that reaches out to us, we try and reply to as well, right?
It's fucking hard, Jay.
It is.
It's so hard.
And sometimes I wake up in the morning and there's 30 messages there and you've got to reply to everybody.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of feel like that's our way of giving back a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you've got some, what I would say to somebody is if you're you know, listening from a butcher shop or you're at home and you're listening, don't be afraid to reach out too. And not just us or not just yourselves, but other butcher shops as well. Because you might find that you'll reach out to other people and they can help you if you've got some questions.
Jay, we've got blokes talking from Western Australia to Wingham.
Which is, I love it.
Yeah, Queensland all the way down to Flora Hill. It's crazy.
And they're all talking to each other. You all help each other, and that's all we want to do. Like Jay touched on something earlier. Like we're at the age of 44 now. I think you've got 12 months on me. Phil.
Oh, here we go. He's telling me D-Lo. Yep.
But, like we're getting to an age where I know one day
Yeah.
I won't be able to do what I'm doing now, and time will run out.
Yep.
In that time from here to now, instead of being a consumer of this industry, I want to start. I want to give back, and I want to help as many people as I can. So at that time where I get to a point where I can't go anymore.
Yep.
That bull is that muscly bull with muscle. That's what I want the industry to be. That's you'll see all our graphics and that, and you'll always see Hamish is this big muscly bull jacked up. That's what I want. When I'm
'Cause we're all strong.
When I'm finished, that's what I want the industry to be. This jacked up bull that's just unstoppable. So that's the reason for our logo, guys. That's what that represents.
Yeah.
And I've lost track of the amount of people that have said to me, well, why did you give that person advice? Or why did you help them? Or why did you do that for them? Or they always get, you know, you always help that person. It's like they just asked.
They asked.
Yes.
That's all they did. They just asked.
They made themselves vulnerable.
Correct. You're 100% right.
Yeah, and exactly, and you're helping.
Yeah.
You want to, and the best part of my day is knowing that I've helped someone.
Yeah.
Best part of my day.
Yeah.
I don't care about, anyway.
And the sad part about it is if you look at butcher shops historically, it's always been older guys trying to get it over younger guys.
Yes.
And I feel like if there's anything that our generation changes, that's that older guys are supporting younger guys.
Yes.
And there's way more pleasure in that than there ever was
100%.
joy
And
in
that used to happen. Like you'd know yourself when you were a yobby.
Yeah.
It was very much that case.
Yep.
That's what we want to change.
You know why I didn't get bullied when I was an apprentice? Because I could have bashed all of them. That was the only reason. It was the only reason.
Remember the bloke? Give him a shout out on the 100th. It was the bloke used to turn up every day and he wanted to fight.
Oh, Johnny Turner.
Johnny
He wanted
Turner.
to fight. No, he would have bashed the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's what you said. He wanted to fight me and he would have bashed the daylights out.
He'd be 70 now.
And he'd still beat
He'd
you.
still bash me up. Johnny Turner, he would.
It's like your old man. Doesn't matter how old you get, you never want to take your old man.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
Mine's lying in a bed, Jay, that can't walk, can't do anything for himself, and I'm still scared of him. He can't even get out of bed. He can't feed himself. He can't do anything. Those big dark eyes look at you and like, oh shit, what have I done wrong? You know? He's going to fly up out of the bed here at any minute. You know.
Yeah, but nah. In all seriousness, guys, we couldn't do this without our sponsors.
No.
So yeah, Icon Pack, Tanya
Scott has
Anthony Kabut.
Anthony Kabut. Yep.
Go. Who we got?
Icon, which consists of.
Got him. No, you.
We've got our maroon friends at Vidal's.
MBL.
We've got MBL, the two MBLs, and we've got Nield & Co. We just touched on.
CBS.
And Dunningham's down with Sam, the butcher from Tomaranui.
Tomaranui.
I can't.
Yeah, well, I've got the telly to do it. But no, and we've got two J's now. We've got
two J's have just come on. We've got
PBSA. We've got.
So that was funny how that all came out. That PBSA guys, he has come on board with us, but that all stemmed from a podcast where we talked about his system with two butchers that were very happy with it. And we looked further into it and I thought, what a cool system. Let's get him on and talk about it. And we've had a lot of positive feedback from that. It's come to a point now where he wants to do something with us, which we want to promote because we know the system's so good and it works and it's something we will put our name behind.
Well, he knows. Look, guys, there's a cost to this. There's time to this. There is help that we need.
Yep.
And he knows that butcher shops need to survive. And the meat industry needs to survive. So he wants to get right around it.
It's all about efficiencies and systems like this that will separate you from the guys that aren't there next year, the guys that are thriving in business like Jay's touched on.
Yep.
It's these systems that weren't available 10 years ago. Now they're available. And all we wanted to do was show you guys what is out there now for someone who's not using it. And that's we've got a lot of positive feedback from it to the point now where PBSA said let's do something together. You've got the audience and we can help these butchers help themselves. So.
But even if you just look at the data that those systems give you,
it's crazy.
If you sort by turnover or something like that, you're like, why are we doing these things that don't make us any money? And those systems help with that.
I'll relate it to a dark room. It's like if we turn just the normal lighting on here, you can see, but you can't quite see what's going on. It just turns the lights on. You go, oh shit, there's a box there. That's not right. That's not. You can from these reports, and you can refine your staffing, your ordering, and just be more efficient. So
know where you're making your money and where you're not making.
That's more the thing. What products?
Exactly.
Where's the profit coming from? What products? What products aren't selling? What staffing?
I'd hate to think of how many butchers are wasting so much time on things that make them no money.
100%.
And they're getting up early and they're killing themselves to make a whole heap of stuff.
You become a busy fool.
100%. Yep. And those sorts of systems really do highlight those things in your business where you look at the data. And I think that's probably a big weak point of the industry is we're not data driven. Because butcher shops are small, but I think those sorts of systems really help.
And he's developed that
for sure.
He's developed it knowing that butchers aren't, and they're not. They're tradesmen. They're not great on computers. He's tried to make it as simple as he could for butchers to use and get reports off.
For sure.
And their staff to get reports off.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sausages for the day. How many kilos do I make? Instead of asking the butcher and he has an educated guess, he said, "Well, have a look what we sold last Thursday." Boom. There's a report. Make a little bit more than that. Boom.
Yeah. The Taste Merchant.
Taste Merchant, elevate your cooking with Taste Merchant rubs.
Sounds like an ad, doesn't it?
Get around that Hamish rub, guys. Now, I've been mucking around with it this weekend. I put it on the wrist soles. It was a win, but I woke up. It was actually yesterday morning, Saturday morning. I woke up and I try and eat healthy where I can. I did some just fish in the air fryer, like a steamed fish, let's say. And I thought, I'm right off sauces at the moment. Since the carnivore diet, I know how much sugar and that's in them. I sprinkled a bit of the Hamish rub over fish.
Yep.
It was unbattered. It was just steamed, and it worked.
It worked.
It worked. Yeah. I tasted it. I thought I reckon that might work on fish. I'll try it. And I just put on a little bit first, and I thought, oh no, that's banging. I put it all over. It was magnificent.
Hey, did you know Fairlight's got Fairlight Pink?
Oh no, I didn't.
They got MI pork. Fairlight have MI pork. Anyway, I went to Mulgoa yesterday.
Yep.
And I got a couple of steaks, and I put it over that on the barbecue. Oh, no.
Yeah. It's it's good. And it's, again, we love putting our name behind brands that are working.
I reckon we might give Jay one.
We might give Jay one. Well, if Jay can be the judge. He knows more than all of us about it. He would have tasted that many rubs. Yeah. Actually, I heard on your last podcast, you said, I've got that many rubs. But I said, I keep buying them.
I must have 200. I reckon I get rid of about 50 every year. Yeah. And I love trying new ones, right? Yeah. And sometimes you put a rub on, let's just say it's seafood, right? Because I've been trying to eat a bit more seafood.
Yep.
And I put a barbecue rub on it, and it might be like a savoury rub that I'd use on lamb. I put it on fish, and I'm like, oh my God.
That works. I didn't think that'd work, and it did.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, I'm like, what about that one? Like I just keep exploring, and I think that's the fun of it, right?
Yeah, it is good. Tramontina. How cool's the knife wall?
You got the knife wall looking really good. They've sent us some more stuff, guys, so we've updated the knife wall a little bit. And I love the knife wall.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And everyone that we've missed.
Oh, everyone that we've missed. There'd be so many people. We love you all, guys.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. We'll touch base again on Thursday for our normal Thursday yarn. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
On the concrete, blood on the steel. I'm talking about a life that's raw and real. From the paddock to the plate, it's more than a trade. Sweat, grit, and muscle, how legends are made. It ain't just work, it's a way of life. Cut deep like a bone and knife. Welcome to the Meat Game Podcast, where the bulls run wild and the stories last.